Almost took my head off with this thing, huh? That's probably too loud. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the comfortable streaming position. How y'all doing? My name's Andre. Thanks so much for dropping by. It's the Metropole Grid. I'm just kidding. That's very easy to move. How's everyone doing? Welcome. It is the 29th of November. Happy birthday, Annabelle. How y'all's doing? We got a stream tonight. We got a raffle we gotta do tonight. We got some cool Nisei news for the future. We also gotta figure out, mind you, that I got a GNK on Saturday, and I gotta play a deck list that respects the new most wanted list, and no fucking clue what that is. What's that about? How's it going, everyone in chat? Warlander, Mr. GC Flash, yo, Viggy, cute Mike. How's it going? Chris, Wayne, how you doing? Also, Taki, how you doing over there in Twitch? Welcome on Twitch. It is Thursday night, NFL football. Andre, I'm playing a 3x Nisei Core GNK on Friday. What do I build? Yo, we got the same problem. Shoutouts if you're in Montreal. There is a GNK. I think it's like the last official FFG GNK. Not as in last official Montreal, but like it's that last one with the NGO friends in it. And the way that we're doing it is we're respecting the new core set and we're respecting the new most wanted list, which, if I'm not mistaken, technically goes into place on December 21st. But we're just doing it anyways. So I got to figure out what that is. So that's a lot of what the stream tonight is going to be. If you're tuning in, about the raffle thing, we're going to do that after the deck list of the week, which is a Liza deck. Apparently it's Lisa. So just stay tuned for that. We'll do that once there's, like, you know, people trickle in over the time. And then we got some cool stuff. There's some tournament stuff on this weekend to talk about. It's really exciting. And otherwise, yeah, that's good. I got home like 40 minutes ago, so I'm underfed and just kind of like a mess. Our stream started at like a minute and a half late, which is unheard of. And I have to apologize for that. Fuck. This deck list has indexing in it, which we gotta change that. So there's a wrench in our plans. For those who don't know, indexing is not in the new System Core 2019, which is what we're going to be respecting, I think, largely from now on this channel, unless we're playing a different format. I think we're going to be playing, what's it called, like standard this evening. Who dat? Who dat what? You look like a singer now with the mic actual visible. It's called hangry. I'm not hangry yet, Chris. Like I'm actually one who does get really hangry really bad. Like I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not embarrassed. I do get hangry. I'm not. I'm just like unfocused. There's a wee chance that this stream will answer to life that question you actually probably had for a while now, which is how much yogurt can he eat in one sitting? The rate limiting factor is actually how much yogurt they put in the thing that I buy, and I think that's probably the answer to that question. Dollar curse jar count. Let's do this. Let's start with this one. So this came in second at Hungarian Nationals. So Hungarian Nationals, I guess it's in, I'm assuming this is the most wanted list and card pool that is FFG left the game with, which is why indexings are here. I think this is the only card we need to change, and I think we can figure out some interesting ways to do it. A new card to this archetype. We've seen this archetype many times on this channel, and this archetype, or this version of this deck, only is running a single Apocalypse. A lot of these lists will go more greedy and play 3 Apocalypse, sometimes even 2. We're going on Data Sucker Amakua, which I like a fair bit. Mind you, Liza Talking Thunder. We're going to put Central Pressure. We want to just snowball the thing. And the cool new inclusion to this deck, or this deck archetype maybe even as a whole, is rogue trading. I'm kidding. Crowdfunding. While we still don't have the art on this one, the idea with this card is that it costs 0 to install, and it gives you credits and a card draw. And sure, we're going to be playing a Tag Me deck, so the Corp can always just trash this thing, but like they probably don't, which is really cool. It's another resource you can play in a Tag Me resource deck, which is kind of wild. That's largely it. 2 copies of Hot Pursuit, which is a fun card. I think 3 of these might be right at some point. And unfortunately, we're going for Emergency Shutdown instead of Embezzle. Embezzle has been a really wild card and actually really helps in a bunch of matchups where things can be pretty difficult. Embezzle, I think, as we saw from Worlds, maybe shout out to Spags' Criminal deck, which was a 419 deck. Anything that wants to do Apocalypse, you got to run every central server. And it's actually really scary when you're renting central servers, because sometimes you can hit like net damage, specifically when you're playing against Jinteki, I guess, if you're hitting snares or stuff like that. The idea that you can embezzle HQ and call ice and then blow up all their ice with an apocalypse that turn is incredibly powerful, because that's one of the best ways to play against apocalypse, is to just keep a modicum of ice in your hand so you can repair after the world is wiped. But we're not that heavy of an apocalypse deck. Maybe that's okay, but this is largely what we're doing. And we have credit kiting, which is not that common. Generally, I don't know, sometimes it's 3 of, but a lot of times you see this as 2 or fewer, but it gets us our Omnas out and our Femme Fatales, which is pretty cool. So let's give this a shot. Well, the question is, what do we do for indexing? This is our R&D multi-axis card. It's our pressure card. I think we could just swap this to 2 copies of equivocation. We might have MU problems. Probably not. That's probably worth trying. Equivocation's fun, right? Right? Maybe that's the best card. I don't know if there's a better one here, but we want some sort of multi-axis. We could do 3 copies of the Maker's Eye. That's kind of cool too. And then just cut another card, like a shutdown or something. Yo, Sean, how's it going? How you doing? Also, Nail, happy Thursday, everyone. Hope your week is treating you well. Hey, you too. I've had a good week. It's been pretty busy. It's been too busy, maybe. Chris is asking, is R&D interface too slow? I think it might not be. It depends, because we have a fair bit of money, and it's okay. The biggest problem, Chris, about R&D interface is technically we're in an apocalypse deck, and I don't want to pay 4 credits on a permanent thing that we're going to destroy. That's like the only issue with it that I don't love. The same thing goes for equivocation, but at least that's, we can have more of them, and I think they're half crossed. Maybe 3. Maybe it's 3 out of 4. But R&D interface isn't terrible. We can maybe play 2 of them in a Maker's Eye, or 1 of them in 2 Maker's Eye. I think actually that might be best. Let's try that. And then we'll just cut a card somewhere else. Yeah, how's everyone else's Thursday doing? It's proper winter out here now, and I've been okay with it. I'm actually enjoying it a fair bit. It's cold in here, though, but I'm in charge of that. One of these is the right window. I found it. I haven't checked how many people are on JNet tonight. It's 13 games. It's not too bad. We'll find somebody. We also have no game plan against meat damage cards. Not only do we not have embezzles, which is like your kind of window against it. Maybe you could play Maya, but we have a Paragon, which is a really good console. Friday by a couple of hours. Shit, yeah. The future, huh? A lot of people are very fond about Friday. I got a really busy Friday tomorrow. It's gonna be a long day. Yo, Tokis, how's it going? It's a cool cat. I don't think there's anything else spicy in here, but I don't think you need to. That's the cool thing about these decks, and maybe cool. Yeah, I think it's at least interesting. Is the idea is that this deck archetype like just loses to any like meat damage card, to any like high profile targets. 100% of the time it loses to this, right? Because we don't, there's some Liza decks that can go non-tag me. We saw some really cool ones last week, if I'm not mistaken, and this isn't one of them. So like if you bring this to a tournament like a nationals, and we saw this at worlds too, you're just kind of making a meta read, right? Like, are you assuming there's going to be boom or high profile target? And a lot of times it pays off because it's a very strong deck. It's very good against big glacier stuff like Mati Mukundo, Polynum, Ag Infusion is kind of actually pretty good against Apocalypse. But yeah, it's kind of cool, but against like a lot of Wayland, you're gonna die on turn 3. So you know, Liza fights. I did a face there on accident. That was pretty cool. Liberty Standard. Okay, so this is the only card that we have to change. So let's try 2 makers, the Maker's Eye, and then we can put 1 R&D interface. Boom. So we got to take a card out. How do we do it? Happy Thursday, Andre. Let's see Liza blow some things up. There's the hope. How's it going, Jankivist? Nisei News Friday. Yeah, we actually have some cool Nisei News today, I suppose. We'll get to that and the raffle after we play this once or twice, I suppose. Have you still got that on hotkey? Which one? I do have something on hotkey. I think dropping a shutdown might be okay. The thing is, shutdown's such a good card at like snowballing that I kind of really like it a fair bit. I think 3 credit kiting might be a lot considering we have 2 Amina and 2 Fem. But even credit kiting to install like a breaker that doesn't cost 8 is like a fine econ card. It really isn't that bad. Special order is weird when it comes to Paragon because you're shuffling your deck after, and I don't love that. We have 12 programs, so largely it's all about just like finding your Amaku early. I'm gonna drop a special order and hope we high roll things because I don't love special order with Paragon. The thing with Paragon, it's not always bad, right? So the thing with Paragon is you put cards that you don't want on the bottom of your deck, and then you never draw them in game unless you shuffle. And this shuffles. So then your other copies of Paragon that you put on the bottom that are useless. I guess with Apocalypse, sometimes you want to shuffle, sometimes you want a special order. Maybe that's not the best card to cut. Um, hmm. What are we cutting? Oh yeah, raffle. Yeah, we have a raffle. -1 Saker. Yeah, I don't love Saker. Saker is kind of just like a. It's cool that you can bounce it to hand before an apocalypse, so you have a barrier breaker. But it's like largely there for IP block, which we're gonna be tagged anyway, so that's still a nonsense. So this breaks it for way too much money. Like, oh man, IP block is like 5 credits. Shit. Yeah, let's try that. Saker's the least fun card there. Did it save? Yeah, I think it did. Yo, Steven, what's up? Hey, I can actually watch more than like 10 minutes tonight, no work. Hey, enjoy your day off, Steven. How's it going? We're playing standard. So yeah, after we do all that like stuff with the raffle and we got some cool new stuff, we're gonna try and figure out what decks are good. Because that's a big thing, is like we've been spending a lot of time on this channel talking about the new core set, the System Core 2019. But like probably what's actually most impactful on the meta right now is the change to the most wanted list. And I don't feel like we spend enough time talking about that. It's hit all the like top tier decks that perform really well at Worlds, all the things people are really safe about. Okay, we want to run. They don't want us to run. These cards are okay, but we really want to get an early folding into something and an Amakuwa. We'll mulligan this. But they're the kind of deck that wants to put traps in their archives, and they're the kind of deck that's going to ice up everything. It's Tenon, right? So like this might be a hard matchup considering we're the sort of deck that wants to run a central every turn. So Femme Fatale is really good. I think we can mulligan this. Yeah, there's the kiting, there's the turtle. We're kind of off to the races. Hey, Leo, how's it going? Also jogging. How you doing? That's a big thing, is like the new most wanted list changes really do shake up the game in a very meaningful way. I think we could always like credit cutting it out the Amina, but I think they're gonna have big ice that they advance, so the Femme is probably better to credit cutting out. Let's just Amakuwa, run central, see what we draw. We could also drop the Data Sucker just to start going. It's probably fine. We can still trash a lot of cards with 1 credit, like Marcus Batty, stuff like that. Well, we don't have a choice on this one. We just gave them a fair bit of credits. That also might mean they're on a punitive deck. Like Tenon Institute generally wants the fast advance, and maybe they just don't have enough cards that can fast advance, so they're also playing SSL. But that's kind of wild. It's actually kind of terrifying. Oh, cool. We can get out Amina for free. Seems good. Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're so dead. Consulting visit probably means they're trying to kill us, right? Like, it seems like they're on a punitive deck if they're playing SSL endorsement and consulting visit. I don't think they have enough money yet, but like they're probably trying to meet damage us, which is terrifying. I didn't have to adjust much for the most wanted list, so apparently I'm not running top tier decks. Nail, what are you on? Like the decks I think that changed the most are like CTM has to change aggressively. Aga Infusion, or sorry, Mitima Kuna got a fair bit worse. Those were the 2 big archetypes that were like the thing at Worlds. Pencel's always on tag kill plan, I feel. Nice to know, Steven. I'm not surprised based on what we saw. So that's really scary. We might just lose really quickly. So the magic number is 3 tags. Once we have 3 tags, they can consult for high profile target. I maybe they're on punitive. Because I don't know how they kill us, but it's very easy for them to do Mushin in this sort of deck, and that to be good. And Mushin 5/3 traps, like Mushin with Fetal is really good with punitive. Mushin with SSL, Mushin with Obakata, all that's really good. Bayo can put it fairer than I ever could, but I think the changes aren't all for the best. Some are good. What did he say about it? What did Ben say about the changes? What are not for the best? So far, it looks like they went out of their way to shake things up, right? It looks like they're considering the consulting here. They really did go out of the way to shake things up in a meaningful way, which is interesting. We really need some money. Like they went out of the way to address all the strong decks that performed at Worlds, and so something's going to take its place for sure. It's just going to take some time before the meta, solves. Oh, their last click was to disconnect, so let's just hold on for a second. What's the chance we found the 1 high profile target Tenon Institute deck? We'll give Pincel a couple, maybe a minute or 2 to see if they reconnect. Some of the alt IDs are less than great choices, and some changes like indexing for RDR are less skill based. Oh, that's interesting. I think some of the alt IDs are more boring than some of the other options, but and from my understanding, the alt IDs were chosen based off of cards they wanted to keep from rotating, as opposed to just like the best cards for the box. The same thing goes, like, I know specifically we talked to Davidus last week, and we're talking about like, hey, I see Satyr is the HB choice. Why wasn't Asa considered? Which I think a lot more people think is an interesting ID. And the thing was like, oh, we just wanted to prevent cards from rotating. Like Satyr would rotate because Terminal Directive got rotated, so that was the thing. But I'm specifically unsure. I'm more interested about the most wanted list. What Ben thought about that. How's Quetzal an advanced ID? We said that exact same thing last week when we were going through the list. It makes no sense. I think Reyna is much more of an advanced ID than Quetzal, but I think they were just between a rock and a hard place. Like, what other Anarch ID was there from that cycle? I honestly don't know. What Anarch ID was going to rotate? Faction, Anarch, type, identity, Lunar, and oh, that's not gonna work. Set. No, how does this work? Okay, whatever, we'll find it. So yeah, I think Quetzal was like the only choice. Oh, it doesn't work the way I thought it would. Yeah, so it's Quetzal. That was it. Oh wait, next cycle, let's go. And Sansan. Yeah, there's no choice, right? Quetzal is, yeah, Quetzal's not interesting. Quetzal at least is a cool character in the game, but like they had no choices. There's no other Anarchs. They said the option to do anything they wanted. Well, they did, and they will, Flash. Like, they definitely will. The thing about they didn't want to use Null Rain because Null wasn't rotating, and they wanted to save cards in the system of 2019 that were going to rotate. They definitely could have put Null in it. They could have put even, I think Alice Merchant is way more interesting than Null. I think Alice Merchant is really cool. We're going to leave this game. The thing about Nisei is, like, specifically this box, they didn't want to put, they have some restrictions that I don't know whether they communicated them clearly. They're pretty good at communication though on their choices, but like they wanted to put out some, they're not want to put out any new cards, and they wanted to like mostly put cards in the box to save from rotation, stuff like that, and Paragon. I think the blanket TD card pool remover was a little lazy. There are definitive some problematic cards in there, but some aren't. So I just think removing TD entirely was a great solution. Yeah, I could see people having mixed options about that. I think the biggest thing that came up in the discussion, ooh, next. That's kind of cool. That counters us in some way. I think this is a pretty cool starting, though. We can falsify out a Fem, which is always pretty good. We can Dirty Laundry Archives. They might ice up Archives. And then, yeah, we can definitely keep this. Amakua would be the best by far. Thanks, you too. Leela would have rotated, but she was saved. Geist rotates, though, but it's hard to save Geist. Get Brown Noise back. Yeah. Hey, this weekend, play in your Eternal format. Play Noise. I had a point to say about that. I don't remember. All right, it's assembly lines. So if they use it, they put ice. That sucks. Okay, well we're just gonna face check everything. Ideally we go HQ. If they res that, we go R&D. We go here. We have to always respect Fairchild 3. Okay, so we got two cards. Preemptive. Not a particularly good card. So like we could, oh, we got another Fem. So we can credit kiting Fem. The bad thing about this is they haven't rezzed their ice yet, which would be, ideally would be to wait for that. This is also risky because there was more than 3 subroutines. We're in a bad spot. Let's hope it has 2 subroutines. Apathy, how's it going? We just started. How you doing? Nisei did say their last post they were considering additional rotation rescue. Oh, super cool. There's hope for Steve. Okay. Wow, they go down to 1 credit. So this is going to fire, right? Because we need to have 3 credits. So it fires. So we lost a falsified. That was the worst card in hand. We lost another Fem. Oh, fuck. That was actually pretty good. Well, we can shut that down, so this is fine. This is fine. Actually, I was right the first time. I should go to bed, I think. Ansem, how's it going? I hate spending that full price on that. There's another one. Okay, so they're on next. That shouldn't be a surprise. We got money. So we can always just run HQ and hammer this down next turn. This is gonna be a problem because we lost 2 Fems. I think we have 3 in the deck, but like Fem is our only way to dealing with this besides de-resing it. The thing is they don't not gonna have a lot of money. I want to run HQ here. Because that's a big thing. It's like at the beginning of the turn they install 3 ice and then they draw up and then they installed another ice and another card. So there actually might be 2 agendas in HQ. Leela's dumb, Steve is way more interesting. Yeah, there you go. Ah, we just gave him 9 credits though. Same thing last game. Hey Zach, how's it going? I've always wished Quetzal was break 1 end the run subroutine for each turn instead of barrier. Yeah, I think it's a big flavor thing, right? So we know one of these is they're gonna recur this. Like one of them is the next Sapphire. But if they res that, this gets de-resed, which is pretty good because then we can slam R&D interface. So they can res the next Sapphire. They get to reinstall advanced assembly lines though. Fire. So that's technically like more credits, but de-resing this seems good. The thing is, I think Leela's gonna be less dumb when Gang Sign rotates. So they added both of those cards. So here we draw 2. Fairchild 3, good to know. Let's go. This also lines up really well with Amina. We break this for 2, they lose 1. That's super good. I'm in no rush to play this. I'm more in a rush to play this. They're gonna be able to hedge fund next turn, so this is not gonna be down for very long. Yeah. Oh, this doesn't fire? No, because we already made a successful run. That's a fuck up. Christian's a devil. Andre, I'm thinking of coming to Montreal. Rainbow Six Invitational in February to meet up with a friend of mine. Will you be attending at all? Yeah, I generally work the Rainbow Six Invitational. I did last year. It was a lot of fun. I'm not the biggest R6 player. I don't know the meta that well, but like at the Invitational, I admittedly was working, but I had actually a really good time watching the games. R6 Invitational is cool. That being said, of course, they're my employers, so take that as you will. But I did legitimately have a great time at the R6 Invitational. All right, so we know this is 10. We don't know what this is. Actually, we're pretty sure one of them is what's it called? Advanced assembly line. So they can gain 2 more credits, if I'm not mistaken. 3, I guess, if there's a breaker big grid. So this is still pretty good access. Well, they always do Paragon first. Do we want to draw legwork? No, not yet. It's our only legwork in the game, but that's fine. So we can draw 2 other cards, and that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, Employee Strike is blank in this matchup for obvious reasons. We can always run this for 5, clear it out. I'm fine with this. They res another next, they'll go down. They want to play hedge fund next turn. Woo! It's the combo! Man, so this is Surratt City Grid. So they res this, which gave them money. It fires this, so they res this for 2. So Architect is actually a really good counter against Apocalypse. If we run a last click though, it doesn't matter. And we can almost definitely Apocalypse them next turn. So actually no, maybe not, because they can hedge fund out of this. There's a turtle boy. Let's go. No employees on next design, only ice. It's only ice. Oh, did we not end turn? My bad. Oh fuck, we have brain damage. Okay, well that's an easy choice. Behind a big one, I don't want to play R&D interface until maybe we Apocalypse them. Jelly, how's it going? I was annoyed about some of Nisei's decisions at the time, but overall felt okay. Now that my interest in playing online has been hit, I don't find it nearly as fun. Also, anxiety, having 7 options to choose from is irrationally difficult for me. Yeah, that's fair enough. You can always just choose one of them. But yeah, there definitely is a lot of options. I'm partial because Steve gave me my first NRDB deck of the week. That was a fun deck, actually. I had a good time playing that. Yo, okay, so basically I think the only way we win the game is if we get an Apocalypse off. That's probably the only way we win the game. Because we know this is 10 and it's going to kill us. Yeah, we might be fucked. Hand size is an issue. We managed to click for the credits, get the Amina down. But like, we have no way of dealing with this. The only way of dealing with this is femming it. And I think we lost 2 of 3 femmes, if not 2 of 2 femmes. Yeah, so I don't think we don't have a Sentry Breaker that deals with this anymore. So this has to fire, which is fine. We run that last. I don't know how we can possibly win this. Hey, Netrunner has a stream icon on Twitch now. Yeah, it's been for a couple weeks. It's actually a really good one too. I honestly don't know how we can win this. Throwing out a turtle is kind of bad if we want Apocalypse with our own turtle, but this is pretty bad. Playing Steve, you usually win for 2 of the same cards. Yeah, you did, but it was always more interesting when you didn't, right? Okay, so they have 12 credits, a lot of ice on the table. As soon as they res this, they can res everything for super cheap. Like, if this is just Rashida, like, there's so much value with Sura City Grid with all the cheap res stuff, like Assembly Lines, Rashida, all that. That's cool, though, if they res all their ice and then we Apocalypse them. Like, it's really good against Next. The problem is, like, we have no breaker in the deck that can deal with this anymore besides a turtle with, like, 8 counters on it. I don't know how much is on Next Gold. I think it's 8 or 6. This is really bad. Sorry, Next Diamond? It is 6. Okay. Kevin, what's up? I think splitting into more formats is kind of rough now. It's less of my interest until some clear flavor format emerges. That one laundry was not a great call. FC3 would also have destroyed you. I don't think they had money for FC3. Oh, yeah, I guess they did. Sorry? Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, there's a lot of formats suddenly, right? And they just wanted to show, I think Nisi wanted to show that there's so many ways to play the game. I think one of the formats is definitely going to be favored over the others. It's probably just going to be standard, but we'll talk about that in a minute too, I guess. I honestly don't know how, like, we just can't break this. And this kills us. We have no inside job. We have no spearfishing. I don't honestly know if we can interact with them. We have 1 Saker in the deck. Strike is trash. Oh, this is really rough. Toba, how's it going? Just stopping by to say hi. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you're having a good week. How you doing? I agree, Kevin. Was already struggling with keeping up my enthusiasm, knowing we weren't going to get more official cards, and now I don't even know how to play the game. What cards can I use? I don't think it's that difficult. You definitely have to keep up, but like it's in the same way as FFG did. Like there was a bunch of reading you had to do. I think we concede this game. I don't think we can win this one. Right? Like, we need our 1 copy of Saker, definitely, to get through this. We could, like, falsified once onto Amakua. I think we're just going to draw a bit before. Oh, that's cool. Feels good to play that card. Let's just draw and see if we draw into our Saker. Yeah, that's dead. That's dead. This is the only good card. I think we're going to concede. Just see how bad things are next turn. Apathy. I think that Nisei's issue with formats and a few other things that's focused mostly on people who are super into the game and they don't pay as much attention to people who only play a bit. From my understanding, the system core was like targeted towards newer players, but yeah, people who only play a bit is the difficult thing. Well, because you have to like, now there's a lot of things you can do, but I think they assume that people who can play a bit just do whatever they want, which is largely true, I guess. Seen a lot of people complaining about opponents having confusion about what cards are legal, which formats. It's not been smooth. That is not surprising. We're just gonna do nothing for like a really long time. This is gonna be good radio. Okay, they preemptive back economy. Rashida advanced assembly lines. 30 cards left in their deck. Again, we just have no way of dealing with this. We literally have no way of dealing with an X gold anymore. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue. Hey. I want to watch the Team Covenant videos from earlier this year about LCG formats and what can be done with them. They had some really great ideas. They were talking about like really, I can't break next gold. I lost both my killers on turn 1. Why'd you make that run turn 1? Nah, not really. Sorry. Diamond. Well, you don't play around that one. Like, I assume they're just gonna play shitty and the run ice like this. I don't really play around that one. That one gets me. Thanks. Sorry about that. It's gonna hit the leave game. So like this, yeah, we're fucked. Oh yeah, oof. Yeah. This is an apocalypse deck. I don't think it can win otherwise. And it's just time before I die to a baddie. I need to get Makua up to 6 before running HQ or R&D. Don't think that'll work. Fairchild 3 would have had a similar ending though. Yeah, that's true. Maybe. That's calculated, right? I mean, the system core was built with people who owned the Genesis spin cycles in mind. Yeah. Rough. Yeah, so that's also like a rough matchup. Like anyone who ices up all centrals obviously gives like this ability a really hard time. Let's do one more though. I have a few friends who dropped off the game because they didn't want to put in the effort to do a POD. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to like do POD. It's kind of difficult to do even what's it called? To like print proxies. It's never that easy. That being said, I still see a lot of players who are newer to the game. We want to do one runner game. Steven, what's the chance I still play like FC3 as a restricted card, which is actually a really good card for next deck. But like most of the other things would have been fine, right? Like Enigma or Vanilla, I expect that a lot of time. Architect would have been reasonable. What do you think we would click like? Absolutely, decks that can support multi-icing centrals versus Liza is brutal. Yeah, like there's some weird ones, like, you know, Matima Kundo you can get around because you can like abuse their big ice. But we did abuse their big ice for what it's worth. But we also did steal an SSL on turn 1, which is a problem. I recently got a couple coworkers in the game using System Core. Yeah, it's super cool. Steven, it's not restricted. It used to be. For a long time. It was unrestricted for Worlds, right? It's not. The thing about like System Core, the thing about like for new players, I honestly think it matters that you respect. If you just want people to get into the game, like it doesn't matter what you play. Like for the longest time, whenever I did it, like I'm gonna teach you how to play the game deck, I made it from cards from all over. Like my decks always had Caddy Jones in it, regardless of what year it was, and I think that's really good. Like I think new players don't care what's legal or what's not legal. Obviously, they don't even care about influence. Like I'll just make a deck that has like 30 influence in it. It doesn't matter, just so they can play the game and have fun. And if somebody expresses like, oh, I want to go to the next level and push and compete and meet new people, then yeah, you might want to look into respecting that stuff. But I don't know if it matters that much. They kind of have to do something to keep it fresh for people who want it to be, I guess. Pure Kitchen Table people will always keep playing Snapshot, but you can't keep just them, you know. Yeah, that's the thing. I think like a lot more people are going to be like really excited come New Year when there are new cards out. You're going to see a lot more people playing online and a lot more people picking the game up again to see like, oh, let's see how it was. All right, Sports Medal, 49 cards. Opening hand doesn't have an Amakua, but has 2 diversion of funds, but generally they ice HQ turn 1. I think we always want a mulligan for an Amakua. Thanks, you too. I recognize this name. We're going to do a mulligan for Amakua. That's definitely a better hand. I think I realized that I always played kind of in preparation for whatever event was next, which is why I've probably fallen off. Yeah, and that's like actually like why I'm really excited to play today is because we have an event on Saturday and I have literally no idea what's good anymore. And to Andre's point, I have a friend who only has original core, so she plays those decks and it's all good. Yeah, that seems reasonable, right? I think we'll go down for the early Paragon. We could do Paragon, Dirty Laundry Archives. Dirty Laundry Archives, not the most obvious value. Like, you could do Centrals, but like, we're drawing 2 cards. I'm going to run Archives regardless. Are they streaming from the event? Which event? Oh, tomorrow? No, they're not. Rogue Trading to bottom stack? That's not a bad card right now. I'll draw it and something else. So we could drop in a hit at once, which isn't great. Generally, we want to pressure them a wee bit. We also don't want to hit a next diamond. We don't actually have a lot of good clicks for the rest of this turn, which is unfortunate. I don't want to run second or third click against HB. Hit a Fairchild 3, we lose this and like, or most of our money, if not all our money. So I think we're just gonna do nothing. All about that jank. Play what you got. I'm looking forward to running a draft cube in the new year. Draft is really fun. Shout out to also Artifact came out if you like drafting. We can run HQ here, see what it is. We can also just like doof HQ. I don't mind doofing HQ. It forces them to do something. The problem is if they have cheap ice, like this could easily be 3 credits or as a gatekeeper. That's probably what it is, right? Let's see how this is. Now you're worried about FC3, Steven. I'm scared of diamonds. There's next diamonds everywhere. They can't afford it though, we're safe. A group has 3 of the 4 draft sets. I think we have old draft sets in Montreal as well. We're doing a GNK on Saturday too, and ID swap should be crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool events to be done in Netrunner. ID swaps are cool. Oh, FC2. So we actually could have duped through that. I'm gonna take a brain damage. It's what? 4 credits? Or 2 clicks? If we take a brain damage, we don't have to worry about hand size. Oh, sorry. Brain, sorry. I'll pay 2. Yeah. We're gonna just throw out a card anyways. Yeah, fuck it. So always Paragon first. Do we want to add a Sacred to the bottom of the stack? No. Giordano Memorial Field. Feels good to trash it. We have a lot of ways to recover from that, but then we're on 4 credits, so we can charge this, I guess. We can either install a card or run this. We can also just run this and then falsify it. We can also just like shut this down. I think actually shutting this down is probably the better play. The only thing that this is bad is if it's a Rashida, and if it is a Rashida, we just run HQ anyways. They're running a lot of upgrades. It's actually pretty easy to play falsified. Yeah, we could have just taken brain damage. Don't have to make a choice. Oh, actually, we still have the trash card. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'll throw that out. Let's see how Akiko is if you play her out of Anarch. Oh, fuck. That's wild. That's super wild. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's a 3-1. They get a credit back. They got to choose any card to put in their hand. They don't show us. So that's cool. This could mean they're actually on straight combo, but they seem to have a lot of ice turn 1 to be on like just the pure 7-point combo versions of this deck. Now they're gonna get to 2 credits, which put them perfectly at 4. So if we do account siphon them, it's gonna do nothing. So that's not great. They can just res their ice. Draft has been the most fun I've had lately. It's great. Draft is really good. Also, shoutouts to anrsealed.com if you want to do that up. Okay, so we can run HQ. They picked 1 card from hand. I don't know what it is. I'm down to find out. If they go down to 0, we can always just swing R&D. It's also a pretty good turn for this. We can just pay 4 and do a brain. That's just fine. Hot Pursuit. No, that's a good card. Exchange of information. Why? Why do you gotta be like this, my friend? Why does this keep happening? Oh, we're boned. We're so boned. Okay, so they have running small and big. So I think they actually grabbed that with the features now. I wouldn't be surprised, right? That's a 1 of in the deck. It's a really cool include. How are they trying to tag us though? Is like, what's the wild thing that we don't know? We're gonna throw something out here. Hot Pursuit's pretty good. R&D seems pretty open next turn. This also seems hard to trash when they have no money. I can get rid of the falsified. Oh my god. It's forest metal? Yeah, why not? It's a generalist ID. We can run R&D, put this down, hit it. Seems good. Once they have 5 credits and they don't ice this again, we just like doof them down. Yeah, Paragon. Yes. Emergency shutdown. No. I like that card. Stock buyback. Okay, so they're gonna be able to recover. That's a really good draw. I think we play this, then we can't play other cards. Other cards seems like a good thing to be able to do. And getting this to 3 counters also seems like pretty valuable. What do we play here? We can play this and then, oh, excuse me, play this and hit it for 6. I don't honestly know if the Sacred's any good. It's the only one in our deck though, so I don't want to throw it out. There's a chance that they're on wall static. This is a value ice though. It's not like a rush ice. Fem seems good against a lot of HB ice. They have a lot of subroutines, but you know. Okay, we'll wait next turn for this. We still have to throw something out though, which is really awkward. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That probably wasn't the play. I think actually the play was not that. This is better. We'll just throw something out. I think we don't need the Hot Pursuit anymore. Took HPT. I think they would have took HPT though if they had it. Like you just generally just grab HPT with this, but they only have exchange. So they're definitely on 3-pointers too. They're trashing the rogue trading, which is great for us. It just slows everyone down. And they're still on 3 credits, so it looks like the Amaku is going to connect. You build a deck to 1 ID constraints and then switch it with another ID from any other faction before the game. I caught a stream of ID swap tourney on Twitch the other day. I was so confused. Yo, that actually breaks really bad. Play Tenon Institute. I mean, sorry, play Titan. Or just build an NBN deck and play Titan. It is nuts. Your Beals are 3/3s. If Astra's in it, it's even crazier. Isn't Liza just considered the best run in the game right now? I would assume Max is probably still the best DLR deck in Eternal. I don't know. I think Val is still really good. Yeah, we don't need 2 of them. As good as that is. Actually, we do. Meridian. Okay. That's always annoying. So we want to get this up to size. We're going to have to throw out a card out again. Unfortunately, we can also run archives to see what's in there. We just want to get this to 3 so that we can doof next turn. They threw it out? What? What's going on? I guess we'll just play this Saker. Don't love it. We're going to draw too much. Dr. Apathy, what Neil said. Sorry, I stepped away from chat for a minute. Everybody was on Dorm Computer. Yeah, Dorm Computer is pretty cool. I like Dorm Computer. It's effective. All right, we drew our last Paragon. That's fine. It's dead. We can throw that out. Let's run R&D here. Chance of hitting an Architect. Chance of hitting another FC3. We want to charge this for sure. It might just be small agenda, which is actually pretty likely, which gives them more money, so we can like siphon them last click. This also probably is a Meridian. Play Strike. No. So you can play Strike, run this so they don't draw. I like that a fair bit. The thing that we can't break through here is Gatekeeper. And F4 is only Gatekeeper really. Archive mems and lulling to not clearing tags. It's definitely an option. Ah, Rashida. Well, that definitely dies. And we could make her Zai here, which is actually pretty sweet. The thing is, if we hit the thing that gives them 3 credits, it's pretty bad. We can't do fear. We have 1, 2, few. 3 credits to get through that kind of sucks. We'll just do it. We have to throw a card out anyways. I like the rest of our hand. Rude, quite. Can't make money from concessions. Hard work. There's the Gatekeeper. Okay, cool. So they res that now. So that fires and ends this. They can do the nice shuffles draw thing. A lot of these times these decks don't run currents because they're running a lot of 1-pointers. So this will stick for a while. We do know in hand they do have the recovery by stock buyback. So it might be nice to always keep one of these in our pocket. But now this is resed. We can always do it. Oh, this definitely fires. So now they can kind of like filter their hand a bit. Yeah, archives too. That's really cool. Liza's not the best when she auto loses to some Wayland kill decks. There's a lot of versions of this that run like what's it called? Dorm Computer. I think they're interesting. Ido, how's it going? Me and a pal did some fun weird deck building matches against each other. Ended up building a Titan deck with domestic sleepers in it. That's awesome. How's it going, Ido? Alright, they're up to 4. Seems like a good turn to hit them with the good old diversion. And now we get through this for 2 credits. Sometimes we can even let the first subroutine fire though, because it forces them. No, it doesn't force them to shuffle. That kind of has some value. They have a lot of cards in hand. So do we run archives? Maybe we do, but then I think we run archives first, and then hopefully we find all the like what's it called? So they put in there we just want to make sure that we have enough for Meridian. I think Meridian's 4. And they put all the like that one that gives them 3 credits. Yeah, it's 4 strengths. Okay, we can watch out for that. Some wild questions come up with the ID swap. Can you make a deck with a restricted card in it and then swap to a restricted ID? Can you? What do they rule for that? I think we're just going to go ahead and doof. Seems good. So peeps jogging, how's it going? News teams? News teams is not unlikely, considering we know they're under versions. Should we make a Cronus Protocol deck? And I don't like that idea. Data Sucker. No, that's really good. Ooh. Okay, not that good. We have their money. I don't even care to apocalypse them that bad. Where's our money gone? Well, now they have no money, so the worst thing here is we give them credits by hitting stuff. Luckily, strike is on. So they threw out preemptive. They threw out a buyback. What's in their hand? And a gatekeeper? Those are really good cards. Not so much this, but this is great. This is really good. I guess not after they res it. Who does that mean, Holmes? Presenting how? I read the Eternal Events send Metropole and Teamer cast present. I don't know what that means, but yeah, we're doing something about that. We'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, so I don't know. Shutting this down doesn't seem terrible. How do we make money? We don't do from this turn. We do from next turn. Well, I guess we run R&D. Present. So we hit this. Paragon. Credit. Special order. Yeah, we don't want that. Got another Rashida. Rashida's no good. We don't let Rashida happen. Oh, it's always worth noting we can always make 3 runs to get a crowdfunding back, which is pretty wild. We could like dirty laundry this empty server. There's more value to do it on archives. We probably just hold this till next turn. I don't want to play this if we ever apocalypse them. I don't think we do apocalypse them. This is probably a Meridian, so I think actually we can safely do this on archives. We have no credits, but this is almost definitely a Meridian. Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh. Michigan, how's it going? Haven't been able to make the stream in a while. Totally. How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for... How you doing? Oh, Meridian is 3? Oh, fuck me. Oh, shit. Shit. We're 1 credit short of breaking it. We feel really dumb about that. I thought there was 4 to res. I guess we're adding it to ours. We'll add it. You were the master. I saw your movie was long. So we'll add to the score area just to make this go through. We're at -1 agenda points. They did throw out 1 of these. 2 of these? What's their hand? I don't know what's going on anymore. How many successful runs have we made? This will be our 3rd, which gets our another 1 of these back. Seems good. There's also no bankroll in this deck, which is wild. Doofin to shut down. I think we'd rather just apocalypse, but I don't even know if we want apocalypse. Our board's way too good. I just don't want to Doofin right now. This is like an exact game where you want your R&D interface. Getting 2 credits a turn, get to see this. This card's really cool. Yeah, okay. Next silver. That's an issue. That's the sort of card we want apocalypse. I think we just start running HQ for 3. We actually could consider apocalypsing them though. Like we do have everything to rebuild it that we need. I just want apocalypse 1 or 2 next ice. We can also consider shutting this down. Oh, they have another exchange. Okay. We can shut this down and run again. Yeah, if we want apocalypse or whatever. The thing is we can't doof next turn, right? Hedge fund. Oh, wow. Where is their money? We have another data sucker in the deck. Yeah, wait for crowdfunding to expire and then apocalypse. Yeah, you never want to apocalypse when these are on the table because it puts them face down. But if they're in the heap, you apocalypse, they come back, which is really good. Tieback only bans 2 if you only have 1 agenda. Yeah, totally, but I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more. So we can actually do from here, which forces them to res, which puts them down to 1 credit, so they can't hedge fund next turn. Because otherwise, I think they just don't res and let us go ham on HQ, because we know they have the head fund. So I think we actually have to pressure Doofum so they do res. Yeah, I'll do it. So it's either res or not. Either way, they're going to be on few credits. They actually might want to purge at some point, but they don't have enough money. Yeah, we don't need that. Do we want to take a credit? No. Okay, the card we knew. You can play another one. We can also just like throw this out. Nah, we'll run R&D. We're gonna be drawing a lot next turn, arguably too much. That was the big problem with this deck, is how we changed it. It's like this deck used to have indexings. It used to have ways to close games. Like we've been getting a lot of accesses, and we can't close the game for the life of us. Like we just can't close the game. And next turn we're gonna have 7 cards at the beginning, and none of them are gonna be good. Yeah, right? Actually, this one's good. We can do credit doof. And then shut this down again, like just so annoying. There it is. Yikes. Replacement effects. Yeah, okay. I'm like, I don't know, dirty laundry R&D? Because we have to throw out so much of the shit. This sucks. Want to counter surveillance? That card's banned now, Ido. We can't play it. We just gotta use cards. This one's the least impactful. Guess. You can't install crowdfunding after discard if you make 3 runs. Oh. Whoa. There's a food. So that's why they're on the exchange plan. So we're at 1 whopping agenda point. Do they want to swap them? Not yet. I don't think it gains them anything. Shutdown's not that important if we're going to apocalypse them. I like this card too. We don't have enough money. Mars for Martians the banned one, no? Oh, is it? Fuck me if I don't know that. Yeah, Mars for Martians is definitely banned. Counter surveillance is probably restricted. Or maybe not even. Yeah, I don't care for that. Okay, that's really good. Let's see if they trash that. If we hit the cards that give them money, though, and we turn their ability off, that's really bad. Okay, it's good. That's bad. That's good. Okay, so their stock buyback, if they have one, is pretty great. Next turn, I think we apocalypse. I hope they change this. Counter surveillance is legal. Haven't seen it. Oh, wow, it is legal. Okay, Mars is banned. Why aren't people playing counter surveillance? I guess this deck doesn't have that many credits, like 13 credits. We probably could do it. Okay, so we're on game point. We know they have food. They know we have Vitruviuses, so seems good. We have a legwork to help close the game off, but like they need to still score a lot of points. And I'm aware that they can trade these, but like it goes from a 2-pointer to a 1-pointer. So the exchange isn't that bad for us. It's better for them though, obviously. But like I'm not that scared about it. At least when they're only on 1 point, right? Dem's the hedge fund, right? Dem's the hedge fund. Ooh, Hot Pursuit's a really easy way to set up the apocalypse. We can also just slam this. I think they purge next turn, right? We have 17 cards left. Where's Liza Lamprey? Yeah, Lamprey's really good. I'm surprised I made it into the system core. No, that's fine. Eli 1. So we know they have 3 ice in their hand, which makes the apocalypse actually pretty shitty. Let's see what they do. I hope they install a lot of ice. Because like we can get through all of it. We have 13 on the Amaqua and 14 data suckers, so they really need to purge at some point. Otherwise, I don't understand how they're going to score in a remote. And like this did a fair bit of work. This is like, what? How many credits did we rob them of? 6? Maybe 6 cards? I don't know. Oh, okay, 14 credits. Okay, so that's the Eli or the next. I don't know. Let's go make them res stuff. We might just win here. That's always the dream, right? No. Okay, that's the one that gives them 3 credits. So if we apocalypse them, we're really going to need the Sacred to do work, which is unfortunate. I don't think we apocalypse them. We're going to see 2 new cards. We might just win here, right? Like, we only need 1 point. They probably have 3 of these in their deck. It looks like they really want to purge next turn, which seems good. Yes. Yes. Wow. We have access to a fair bit of cards. Okay, that's bad. Sea Stars. That's how they're exchanging us. I assume they think they're gonna have money. They probably should trash this. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Don't mind that. That always feels good. Yeah, there's the purge. Okay. The thing about the purge is that we can just run stuff. We have a Saker. So the worst here is like a Roto turret. I still need to res all this stuff, and that's really good if we want Apocalypse them. So it's an X Sapphire. That's good fire. This only has one of each subroutine. It's pretty bad. It's also a really good punish with Amina. So they draw one card, which we knew what that was, right? That was the Sea Source. So it looks like we're going to be able to run this. Giordano comes back. That's an issue. We definitely want Apocalypse before the Giordano. The thing is, like, after the Apocalypse, you can still Giordano. I hate that we're drawing. Oh, that's... Okay, cool. So we actually can Apocalypse with impunity. You might actually just want to go ahead and fem this thing. Yeah, this thing actually is annoying. Breaking it for one's the best it's going to be. And we got to win before that Giordano comes down. IPO. Hyperloop, that's it. Hey, good game. They did not have money. We siphoned them 3 times. Yikes. Giordano is scary though. Like, it's a lot of money to access. Should have exchanged, I guess. Yeah, probably. Yeah. When you're on game point, I think it's always worth it. Worth it. Now running turntable. Only reason to hold, I think. Yeah, against the Anarchs that have turntable, like, don't exchange of information until it wins you the game, because you might be doing it for nothing. But if it's against criminals, just do it. They also could have, like, done it. They actually... Oh, yeah, they need to score an all-in agenda. They were in Sea Source deck, though, which is wild. And this did a lot of work. We got a lot of agendas. The last one never matters, but still, that's pretty crazy. It's all good. Hey, cheers. You too. All right, let's talk about some news. Welcome. My energy level is a bit all over the place. I'm actually pretty tired. I haven't eaten a lot. So, yeah. Also, how would you get rid of Paragon? Yeah, you sell it to Pawn Shop. Crowdfunding Pawn Shop deck. Make 3 runs, gain 4 credits, you know? We got a bunch of stuff to run through. Firstly, well, no, I think we're going to do the reverse order. We're doing a draw. We talked to last week about my friend Matt, who has an old Netrunner collection of some amount of cards, and he's getting rid of it. So we're going to do a raffle. I think we got to do a raffle really clumsy way with like Excel, because I don't know a better way to do it. Do I have Excel or do I have Open Office? I guess we're doing Open Office. What's the Open Office one that's Excel? Calc or Base or something? It's Calc. So we're going to do that. Firstly. Really? Oh, nailed it. Firstly, this is definitely a thing. So I gotta pull up the right numbers. I think they have it on here. Check this out. Okay, so Nisei. I know there's a lot of talk about formats and people saying they're being overwhelmed. I'm actually pretty excited, specifically about Eternal format, just because it seems like really interesting. Eternal format, you can play anything you want besides these cards, which have been banned. It's a handful of cards. I don't think a lot of people dispute this list. Like, it just largely makes sense. Rumor Mill might be the one weird one because it's not even banned in a standard format, but basically you can play whatever you want. And maybe you don't have decks set up for that, but you can literally go into your Netrunner library and just be like, wow, remember that like really good noise list? I'm gonna play that. Or like, hey, remember, why don't I just play the 2014 World Championship Replicating Perfection deck? Like, it might be overwhelming at first, but you can just do literally anything. Just grab any deck as long as it doesn't have this in it, and you're good to go. And what Nisei is doing is they're doing the first online tournament. I think they wanted to start with the Eternal format just so like there's some interest in other formats. Server's too slow, I think. I don't think so. I think you can make it fast enough. I don't know how like absurd Eternal is going to be. Point being is Nisei is running an online tournament for Eternal. It's this Saturday and this Sunday. It's on Jinteki.net. It's free. It is totally free. It starts at 15 GMT, which I'm not actually sure what that is in Eastern Standard. They have a poster here. On the first day, there is 5 rounds, and then there's a cut to the top 16 or 8, depending on how many people, maybe even 32 on Sunday, which is pretty cool. Now there is prize support. There's like the standard Nisei GNK and official FFG promos. It's worth knowing that FFG gave a bunch of promos to Nisei, I believe, before they left. And I think the coolest thing is the first place lets you design a card for the first Nisei set, which is actually a pretty cool thing. Oh, 10 a.m. Eastern? Thank you, Jelly. So that's going to go on Saturday and Sunday. They just set up for the first time Twitch.tv Nisei project. They just set this up today, I think. It's their new channel. If you want to maybe... Did I do it wrong? You might want to go ahead and... No, that's what it's called, I'm pretty sure. You might want to go ahead and give that a follow. I think I have it here. 1 second. Let me see what it is. But give that a follow. It's Project Nisei. I did it backwards. You might want to give that a follow if you want to stream it. So what they're doing, it seems, I was contacted. I wasn't available Saturday, but I'm available Sunday. So it looks like for Sunday, I will be streaming the top cut. You can watch it here on this channel. It looks like they're going to be hosting my channel on Project Nisei. So watch wherever you want. I'll have all the chats open. It'll be on YouTube and Twitch, and they're going to be hosting me. So I'm going to be running through the top cut. I think as of before the stream this afternoon, there's already like 50 people registered. If they get over 64, I think it goes longer. It's like a top 16. So there's going to be some really cool stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of competitive players. And even if that, like, that shouldn't scare you. Like, it's a 5-round organized play tournament where you can play any deck if you've ever played Netrunner for a long time or you want to explore some of the old archetypes and stuff like that. You have a chance of winning stuff. It's free. You can play from the comfort of wherever there's an internet connection, which is really cool. I'm like super excited to commentate this, an internal thing, because I have no idea what the format looks like. Besides, like, I understand, I've been playing for a while, so I know most of the old archetypes that Jogging is playing. So that's really cool. It looks like on Saturday it might be streamed on Trace5, which is another YouTube channel. This is Christian's channel off in Germany. We talked about his video. I rewatched it the other day too. He's been doing some Keyforce stuff, does a lot of JNet stuff. It's really good. Or not JNet, sorry, Netrunner. Anyways, check that out. Saturday, it's going to be going all day. I highly recommend you to sign up if you want something to do on your Saturday. And Sunday, you can drop by here to watch the top cut. Of course, it's going to be on YouTube. You can watch it. I think for Sunday, when it starts, it's not locked down entirely. I think they're trying to start it at the exact same time as this, but they're a bit flexible based on where the winners are, because this is an international tournament. So I was talking to the guy organizing it, and he said, like, if the majority of the top cut for some reason is all from like NA, from the North America and CSA, they're going to like maybe push it a bit later because it's early for us. But that's largely it. So check that out Saturday and Sunday. I'm really excited to commentate that. I'm really excited to see what this format looks like. And again, if you are intimidated about this, just play like any deck if you've been playing for the last while. Like, just look up any interesting deck almost ever. These are the only constraints. And like, this isn't a lot. Like, just don't play Friends in High Places. Don't play Museum of History, Faust, Rumor Mill, Cipher, and no one ever played this card. And then just don't play the cards that made at Worlds, because they're bad. They're not bad. They're just like fucked. Does Eternal use new erratas or whatever Corp, NBM, movie 3, or Astros? That's a good question, Jellyhead. You actually can't play any Astros, I think. Or no, you can play a single Astro. You can play any card that's been officially printed, but anything that's been like officially errated by FFG is canon. So the actual script modernly on AstroScript pilot program says 1 per deck. So that's all those rules. All that FFG has done, you have to respect, but you can play any official FFG card. That being said, like the only 2 circumstances I think that comes up is Astro is a 1 per deck, and then like what's it called is unique. Wireless, that Pavilion is unique. Those are erratas that FFG made, right? Errata from, so erratas are legit. Count those. But anything else is fine. Like, play any card you want. Besides that list of like 6 bullshit cards everyone hates. Yo, system, how's it going? How you doing? Also, puppy, how you doing? Good afternoon. It says that current card errata applies on the page. Yeah, perfect. So that answers that question. That is card errata, which is official stuff. So yeah. So that's everything here. Cool. All right, so let's do this raffle thing. Does anybody know a better way to do this? What I was thinking of doing is I have here all the comments. I'm just gonna like upload them into an Excel spreadsheet and just give them all like a number, and then we're just gonna go to random.org and do it. Does that sound right? Play any cards you want, all Val top cut. I know, I almost promise you that's not going to be the case. Actually, maybe. Val blackmail is really scary, right? Right? Laid up with a broken knee from a motorcycle accident, rewatching some of your older videos. Holy shit. Are you okay? If there's a motorcycle accident, you have just a broken knee, that's probably okay, right? But shit, hopefully you're doing okay, man. Wait, there's a raffle I want in. Puppy. I think it's closed right now. All CI top. I don't even think that's the case too. Like, if you ask me about the eternal format of Netrunner, I don't know what's great. Because there was never a point where cards rotated played newer decks. But like, there's only been one point in time where the meta's been like almost entirely one deck. Only one or two times the competitive field was like super homogenized, and that was CTM Wizard. And Wizard was honestly an answer to that modern meta. It wasn't. It was Wizard was a joke for a long time. And NEH Fast Advance, which no longer can play 3 Astros, so that's probably not even that inherently that good. So like blackmail is still definitely good. If I was playing on this thing, which I'm not playing on Saturday, that's the reason why I'm actually not commentating on Saturday, I would largely be playing I think Noise Shop, just because it's fun. Okay, so we did a raffle. I'm gonna do this really quickly on stream. I told people just to like write whatever their favorite card rotating would be go, and we'd be doing it random, picking someone by name. That was actually it was a ruse. The right option was you had to pick the right card, like what it was actually the best card that was rotating, and that person would win. And I'd like to say that Axio Karakura won by saying Research Station, so nothing else mattered. I'm joking. Let's do this. Steve Albert. I'm sorry, this is going to be a bit like, just like, we got to do bookkeeping. I wanted to do this live. I think if I had like a robot, like Nightbot or something, I could do this better than this. Are there 2 Alberts? No, I'm wrong. Okay, so Windrunner says favorite soon-to-be rotated card will be Cash. That seemed pretty popular. Then somebody wrote Bridge 4, which I don't know what that means. Steve Albert, favorite rotating card is Underworld Contacts. Can't say enough about how this card rotating makes Sunny not fun. I had to break that news to Patrick yesterday. I was like, Patrick, do you know Underworld Contacts rotated? He's like the best Sunny in the world, apparently. Yeah, that kind of ruined the evening. Stoppable Force. MX Vape, Mr. Phones. It's Underworld again. Oh, that's the same one. Oh, that's a different one. Favorite rotated card is Steve. I think that comes up a couple times in this list. We got Mythical 010, Mr. Phones again, very popular. Axio with the very popular Research Station. Karakura. We have Barcian Partan. Hey, the person they had to tell the Netrunners did on stream from a few months ago. I still watch your channel. Every week, me and my core only have the original core and a few data packs. I've been playing on Jinteki. But my favorite card from original core is Diesel. Well, Diesel. All right, every time we play. Steve Cambridge. That comes up a fair bit. Yo, Nail, how's it going? I'm going to be boring and say my favorite card rotating is Indexing. I think that's pretty boring, but that's fine. I think Indexing is actually a really exciting card. So, don't feel bad about that. Pink Warrior. Sad to see Tapestry. That actually comes up a fair bit. I know a lot of people really like that card, and I didn't play it. That's the thing. Joseki Isla, my daughter's playing her in TD and has a neat alternative shape for Andy. Love extreme extra cards. That's super cool. Pearl F. My favorite card rotated gotta be Jackson Howard. I think that answer only came up once, if I'm not mistaken. Brad Beck. Steve. Looking for a set of cards we can loan out to new players to help them get into the game. That's super cool. I want to get a new player to feel to remove me. Oh, that's okay. Ben Davey. Favorite cycle card was John Massenori. Now I know he's back, but I love aggressive criminal runners drawn other interactions. It's a fun build, but the downside you risk taking a tab. Michigan Master, what's up? I think Michigan's in chat. Like play janky Fisk decks with Polyhistor and Sin Attack. I've actually never played Sin Attack, and now that's gone. So, Steve coming up again. Fan favorite. Definitely very fun. Some choices in there. I like giving the corporate choice too. That's always fun. If I win the collection, it's going to newer player in meta. That's all good. My favorite card is rotating is Morningstar using Retrieval Run. That's the only way that people play that one, right? Isaiah Clow. My favorite rotated card is Kernwall and the game. My first deck build after watching your videos a couple years back was a Blue Sun deck, largely on the back of the awesomeness that Kernwall Oversight. Sad to see Oversight return my buddy. Your chat. I'm gonna write these down and we'll jump back to chat. I think there's only like 25 comments, so we're almost there. Patrick Smalley. Card rotate would be elective upgrades right now. That card was fun. Yeah, that should have been in the core set. It shouldn't have been Project Ares. Jason Chung, my favorite rotated card was probably Wildside. I never really got to use it as it came in revised, but thematically it makes a lot of sense to make connections. Card draw is nice and drawback feels sufficiently anarch. That is also a really cool card. The alt art is also really fun. I think I have a couple of those extra somewhere. Wayne says my favorite rotated card is Tapestry. There you go. Especially loving it in my SOCR8 deck. Half the cards are going to a friend of mine. Canlin, Account Siphon. This person knows how to make friends. This is the quintessential criminal card that forces the corp to respect HQ pressure. That's very true. And Diversion just doesn't do it anyway. It just kind of slows the game out. McKnight, which I spelled wrong, but we're gonna know what that means. My favorite rotate card is Replicator. Hell yeah. Janky decks, Aesop's Replicator Bazaar. The Replicator Bazaar combo fell out pretty hard. Alpha Alex says rotate card is NAPD contract. I'm an avid Spark player. That would be so good. And again, Eternal. All these cards that we're talking about, like you can play them on Eternal this weekend. Hi, any advice for someone who wants to start playing Netrunner, how to start learning? I gotta respond to that. And that's what we got. We got 24 entrants to this. We're gonna go to the famous random.org. We're gonna hit random number. Okay, chat, give me 1 second. Let's see how things are. Blackmail bad. Remember that Steve conversation? Race to the bottom of degeneracy in a huge card pool, I imagine. If we're playing, I'd just be to put Yogg in my null fixed breaker deck, but I don't want to lose 100% to Stell Moon and Sansan. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I'm interested to see what it's like, because you're gonna have a lot of players that are just playing like their favorite decks, and then you're gonna have a lot of people playing like what's the best deck, and you're gonna have some people that want to solve the meta, which is actually kind of interesting. And I think for the future of Eternal, like if it turns out that one deck is just like way better than all the others, it's gonna be wild. But I still think there's a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I'm excited to see like Data Leak Reversal. That was actually a fun deck to play for one of the players, which sometimes was me. Or I'm excited to see like Keyhole again. I'm excited to see Yogg to some extent. I'm excited to see Medium, which I never thought I would say. On the Corp side, I don't think Corp got hit that hard by rotation, but like RP is always fun. Glacier RP is cool to see. Couldn't Sunny still work with data folding, drip 3 instead of 6? The thing is, I actually played all of them, and I don't think crowdfunding is worth it. It's so much influence. Yeah, 3 influence, Flash says. I think it's run regular money. No, no. You need a reason. Are they oof? I rescind my prior statement. Excuse me? Sorry, Michael. Yeah, oh, they're 3. Yes. Long recovery could have been worse. Lucky to believe. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's like, you know, that's motorcycles. That's, you know. It can go a lot worse really quickly. I'm glad to hear that you're alright. Best of luck with the knee, huh? Finally, a Crim card that isn't better out of faction. Hey, Ochikun, what's up? I'm in the want to break the format guy, but I'm too lazy to actually do it. And I think a lot of people are just going to play whatever they want. Medium Contaminate can be fun. Mid-seasons, that's what I'm excited for. Having given it some more thought, I might go for TGTBT just because it fits so well in my super annoying Acme deck. Oh man, I miss mid-seasons a lot. Mr. Phones. Okay, let's just hit a number here. Minimum 1, max 24. I didn't miss any comment, right? Because that would be like real fucked if I did that. Just give us 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely gotta hit this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, that looks good. Unless, no, this is all of them, right? Fuck. 4 minutes ago. God damn it. System. 45 minutes ago. Okay, wait. These get in here. Favorite soon to be rookie card is that. I think these people are watching. I know. System is. Okay, it's closed now. That's it. Okay, so we got 26. Got to change that random.org. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's good. Clarification. 15, 16, 17, 8. Oh, that's bad. What's happening? Are there any like these? People spamming? No, it doesn't seem so. Give me 1 second. I'm aware this might be bad radio, but I just want to do this right. I gotta figure out a better way to do this. Because we have raffles all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Show more is a good thing. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, 26, we got it. Research Station was the only way I could play CI early because I'm terrible at remembering ID abilities. I'm always going down to 1 credits. Man, play Custom Biotics and play the fashion line one. That's the way you do it. No counters, no crap. All right, okay, let's hit it. And here we go. Generate. Our lucky winner is number 4. Stop the force. Yo, what up? Well played. So contact me. I think, are you in chat right now? Phil, you here? I don't know. Anyways, hit me up. We'll figure out how to get that over to you. I think we just gotta ship it over, and that's largely it. Everyone else, congratulations for everyone else who entered. Thanks so much for entering. These are the ways to find some new cards. But yeah, there can only be one, you know? There can only be one. And just so somebody, if we hit the button again, it would have been 5. So nice try, Mythical. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Congrats. Let's play some Netrunner. I gotta figure out what to play on Saturday. On Saturday we have a GNK. And I want to play something good. I think the place I wanted to start was I think Liza is actually really good right now. I know we have people in our meta talking about like playing like CTM. So if you haven't seen the new most wanted list, added a couple cards to the most wanted list that are actually like legitimately scary. Or legitimately like change the meta. So the big thing is like controlling the message did win worlds, but the thing is this thing hit the list. Commercial Bankers Group. Need more air horn. Commercial Bankers Group hit the most wanted list, and so now you need to spend 6 influence in your deck, because the question is, do you play Commercial Bankers Group and just keep it like a standard controlling the message list, and then you save 3 influence because you can't play Global Food Initiative because that's also a restricted card, and then you run legitimate 3-pointers, which is actually pretty difficult. Should play the top silhouette deck from Worlds, the Charles. Is that yours? That is yours. So there's a couple options. You can find out a new econ card, but there is no econ card in the game that is this explosive and it gives you money when you res it. I think the closest things you can go to this are like maybe that personalized portal, which is actually like a wild economy card, but it doesn't give you profit turn 1, and it gives like a pretty strong advantage to your opponent, which is kind of wild. Some other options, I've heard people talking about playing like stock exchange. Oh no, what's it called? Yeah, that's it. This actually does give you a fair bit of credits. If you want to run currents in a deck that doesn't have a lot of money, you could go ahead and run other stuff like the, what's it called? There's that Wayland current. What's a Wayland current? Secret Liza, just minute plus hostage. You can play that now for sure. I don't know how good that is. I mean, SSL exchange of info says final alternative food. That's the thing, Ransom, is like that's the other option. Instead of playing food, you could save 3 influence and play something like SSL, or even if you wanted to, like the one that makes you shuffle away 2 installed cards, the degree mill. But the thing is, like, if you've played CTM, there's so many games where when you're playing the SSL version, that generally was seen in like boom versions, ones that were playing like Zealous Judge, you would lose. A lot of times you would just lose because of SSL. And yeah, sure, you can do SSL in exchange, but like it's just so still high variance. Maybe for what it's worth, that's a lot easier to stomach now because there's no indexing. Because like a lot of times you didn't ice R&D turn 1 as CTM, and sure you can pressure them on the board in a different direction, but like you saw a lot of games when people will be indexing and they'll get like SSL and a Beal and you'll be on 5 points, and now you have to tag them and exchange all before you lose, which is actually pretty difficult. Indian Stock Exchange plus all neutral ice gives a lot of money. Not great ice though. I don't think it's mostly on the ice. I think a lot of the times it's because that deck runs like all this neutral stuff. Like you have Rashida Yahim. You can run NGO front. All this stuff gives you money. That deck is also running things like what's it called? Not Jeeves, but that deck was running team sponsorship. There's a lot. There's a fair bit of things you can do with it. So it's kind of interesting. Amani's 9 degree mill seems like a decent replacement for food. For what it's worth, those decks did have Amani Sanai in it. It's generally a 1-of though in the CTM deck, but this is definitely an interesting way to go. It's also worth considering the changes that are going to happen on the runner side of the most wanted list, and I don't think they're that significant. If I'm not mistaken, the only changes that seem to be big is the fact that paperclip is restricted. And that has 2 impacts. It impacts what barriers are good and what barriers are bad. The thing is, like, generally people, and especially the CTM deck, ran really shitty barriers that just kind of said you have to install your paperclip. So if Anarchs are playing Corroder instead of Paperclip, it actually doesn't have that much of a difference. There's no like many subroutines ice. That being said though, IP block is a bit better because it costs now 4 to get through. I think they generally trace it. That Rashid review, oh my god, it looks amazing. Sorry? Jogging, what are you talking about? So I don't know. The other thing though is if people are paying Paperclip, there's a chance that they can't play the inject package if Anarchs are switching to play a restricted card that isn't playing Paperclip, which means that maybe their entire deck changes in a fundamental way, which is actually kind of fascinating to play it around. But I don't know. I really don't know. I think we're gonna start by just taking like the best, the world's winning controlling the message deck, and just seeing what we can change with it. I'm not a very good controlling the message player for what that's worth, but I just want to be able to play around it because I expect to see at least 1 or 2 controlling the messages on Saturday, because it's definitely like it's the deck that won Worlds, and I think that's generally, if someone hasn't played in a while, a really good place to get back into the game. What is his handle? Is it on here? Yeah, it must be. What's Joe's handle? Silhouette 3. 2 news a while, 3 shutdown, 2 creativity, 3 inside job. Oh, Rubicon switch, huh? Zomba, huh? Worlds. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Paranoid. It's crazy how Kuroda was so ubiquitous, but now it feels more fair than Paperclip. It does, but like I don't think it matters that much. CTM Andre, I thought you had standards. There's no not standards with this. All right, so how many neutral and non-neutral stuff? Like Mumbet Virtual Tour, if you res it gives money, that's largely it. Hedge fund is neutral. So we need a lot of the econ card that goes in here. We can try food and then have 3 more influence, which is actually kind of fascinating, but I don't know what else we do with it. Okay, nobody has done it yet, at least in a review section of NRDB, so I'm going to stand up and say, I hate this card. So much do I hate this card. Oh, I'll completely admit I've done very little research with it myself. I've never played with it in my deck. I couldn't even tell you which data pack it came out in. And there, now with all my credibility gone, let me explain. Wasn't NGO front enough? Oh, is that a review for Rashida? Oh, wow. That's pretty wild. Don't even get me started on CTM. Well, we will. Thank you. Yeah, so we gotta figure out what to do here. Like, we can save 3 influence, and I don't know how we spend influence on this deck, or we can play another econ asset. And so we're looking at the econ assets to see what possibilities we have here. So we're gonna do type asset. Oh, do we know how to search for the credit symbol? How do we search for the credit symbol? Cody, what's up? What's up, fam? By the way, Rashid is a good card. I've heard good stuff. How do we search by the credit symbol? Maybe we can search the word gain. Maybe that's a good place to start. So like these are all the options we have of like direct replacements, and we don't have to do direct replacement. We can do something else. Advanced assembly lines is kind of interesting. It gives us no, it's not good. This is honestly technically an economy card, which is pretty wild. The trace fires even when they trash it, which is kind of cool, but not great. Sundew seems wild. It does, but they can just run it. Like there's no punishment to Sundew. I think just the word credit will do it. Oh, that would actually be pretty cool. Pretty positively GFI is better. I think GFI is better. Sedum door to door is not great because currents. You could play capital investors. I could see that. I think Nasex and Pad Campaign might actually be like a good switch into this too, because this isn't running that. Nasex is pretty bursty. No. What else could we do? Illegal arms facility is honestly actually kind of fascinating, but I think we want to control our draw more than that. I don't know if that's good. This card rotated because we would have put 3 of them in there. What else we have? Like Melange technically rotated in the card pool we're playing. I think Nasex is fine. Pad Campaign and Pad Campaign, those are like slow. We want money. They have to deal with us now or they lose or they're behind in credits. I think Nasex and Pad is a good place, but then we have 6 more influence to put in this, and Nasex didn't rotate. Maryland Campaign is okay. That's another definitely a way to do it. And then we also have Alliance cards for what it's worth, so we can like start playing Jeeves if somehow that's worth doing. I don't think it is. Yeah, we can do Sundew, 2 of them, but like they can just run it. We don't stop them from running it, and Technoco is never hit. Are those all the assets that give you money? Turtlebacks, we don't spam. Arms rotated. Oh fuck, Jim, you're right. Arms did rotate it. Yeah, personalized portal is like the thing worth trying, and I want to maybe try that because we haven't before. But then how do we spend 6 more influence? Like every card in here is so good. Like what is it? Ice? Thomas Haas is not great. Thomas Haas is a worse NGO front. That's what Thomas Haas became. And the thing is, commercial bankers group's also a really good target with sponsorship. I don't know. Now Jogging is putting one here, a list they posted onto Twitch. AR enhanced food. So they're doing 3 Maryland, a Zealous Judge. Oh, actually Zealous Judge is pretty cool. And an Ellie, an Eli. You're not going on the fast advance plan? Here, let us copy paste this out. I think you missed the R. This is Jogging CTM, which I think actually is a pretty good place to start. Jogging TM. Standard MBN controlling message. This is gonna work. Work. No, fuck. How does this work? Personalized portal is the best in Paula if you have 70 credits. Yeah, I like that actually to mill them. And Eli, yeah, you're right. It's never bad. I spent influence on DRT, but that rotated. Yep. This is not for Eternal. This is for Standard. Standard, though, as of December 21st. I don't want to build it on here. I guess we'll build it on here. Like, I legitimately have no idea what to play on Saturday. What about HPT? HPT is cheesy. Like, you need them to have 3 tags, and a lot of times in that deck, if they have 3 tags and they keep them, you can just win. Gilf campaign? Huh? Like, I don't know. It's a one of. Sometimes shuffle is good. What's Gilf? This is Maryland? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Chrome, where you at? The other options, like, I don't know, they're not influenced, but any of, like, the draw shuffle cards would be cool. New corp deck. Can we just paste the deck in here? I don't think so. Panic Polana is always an option. That's the best Eternal format, is that you can play Panic. 1 AR enhanced? That seems weird. Food. Okay, so this is our agenda suite. Beal. Doesn't matter which one we use, technically does. Quantum is 3, so we're gonna go for the 3 Ravens plan. Business show is 2. Oh, that's wrong. That's never right. Maryland campaign is 3. Pad is 3. I guess that's where the slots came from. Rashida is 3. Sponsorship is 3. Zealous is 1. I actually like the Zealous include a fair bit. It's just an interesting card. And I like that we're not all in on it. That Raven. We also could consider what's it called? Lady Liberty, which I think is a really good card. Eli, Enigma, P block, Resistor. And that's the thing, is like most of our barriers don't care the difference between whoa, this is weird. 2 exchange? They don't care about the difference between the 2 different Crowder versus the other one. Okay. This can't be right. So things I don't like. I don't like we only have 3 hard-hitting news. I don't think we need 2 exchange of informations, and we definitely need 3 daily business show. Yeah, this seems much more reasonable. I don't think we need that, so that's a good start. 5-4-1, and we're doing 5-1-4. Having the Enigma is actually really good, but we're on Data Raven package because we were running 3 quantum predictive model, which is actually pretty sweet. I do like having hard end the runs. None of these are hard end the runs. This is the only hard end the run in our whole deck besides Raven, which is kind of strange. For what it's worth, I think I'd actually rather a lot of times do this. And we have 49 cards now. Everything else seems pretty good. There's a chance we don't have enough money to do C-Source. Like, we could just straight up drop C-Source. They do Market Forces as a closed accounts option. I think Market Forces is actually way better with Zealous Judge than C-Source. I think you can do C-Source into Zealous Judge, which is kind of cool. But Market Forces with Zealous Judge is actually a really cool way to... I'm going to try that for what it's worth. I don't think we're going to have enough money to C-Source anyone. And that's probably good. Exchange is how you win? Oh, this is the thing that we wanted to fix. Yeah, I understand exchange is how we win for sure. But that's the same for all these decks, no? Exchange is how all these decks win. Hopefully we DBS in them. Oh, exchange with Judge is right. Okay, so that's worth maybe keeping. I'm gonna drop the Psycho. Oh, that's probably a mistake. Kinchin, how's it going? Welcome. GFI is a must. I think GFI is so big in this. Why does Diploma Mill do for the Agenda Suite in place of GFI? It makes you lose a light sooner. Like, you have to run 3 of them, and there's a chance they win in 3 axes, which is really bad. This means they always have to win in like 4+ axes. And that's a really big deal because we don't ice. C-Source is so good. I don't know, man. That's when they go tag me. Yeah, okay. Well, card slots. We just have too many assets, I think. I guess as a C-Source, has 3 hard news, 2 exchanges, a market forces, and a preemptive, and a psycho. So we need to cut 2. Psycho, that's how you win when they go tag me 100% of the time. I think we dropped 2 pads. You know what pad does? Do you want to experiment with portals? Yeah, okay. Let's try it. Let's just experiment. This might not be right. Psycho over market closed. Okay, let's see how good this is. This is a fun card. You get to a fair bit of money. Okay, so we still got to cut 2. I'm gonna trust on this about playing 2 hard 80 news, but I really do like hard 80 news. At least we have like the C-Source Zealous idea here. We gotta cut 1 more card. Because I don't know if we want to have too many of those weird CTM. Like, it's harder to run 3 of those because they draw too much. Isn't 1SX directly better than pad? Yeah, it is, and we'd 100% do that. It is worse against Rumor Mill, but that's not very common. But specifically in this format, Rumor Mill is still not prevalent. So if we were playing pad, yeah, 100% NASX is strictly better, especially when we don't have burst economy, and that's the card that can do that. Okay, I'm not good at CTM. It's definitely worth saying, and CTM is actually pretty hard. Pad is a bit better, but like portals, the ceiling is high, the floor is way lower. Yeah, that's totally right. Like sometimes we just help them out and it does nothing. We're a court. Let's go. That being said, in this format on Saturday, I do expect a fair bit of apocalypse. I do. Apocalypse Keyhole is back in Eternal, my friends. See you on the weekend. Homebrewed decks are so sexy. They're really fun. The thing is for this, though, is like I want to see what the format looks like. Like, this is a known archetype that did change to the most wanted list, and I have not seen a CTM. I think, well, maybe 1 or 2 after Worlds, so I don't know what they look like. Or more importantly, not after Worlds, but after this most wanted list change. 2 exchanges good for Apocalypse. Yeah, because after the Apocalypse, they generally have a tag. Standard Procedure might help on that side. Architect would be good in this. Architect's actually a really good card. It's a really cool include. If you have extra influence, it's really good in NEH, really good in CTM. It's also like a relevant sentry. And good against that. So the question is that better than Eli +1 influence somewhere else? And it might be. I don't know how good Maryland is. Maryland actually is probably really bad with all those daily business shows. Maybe that's a reason to do either fewer Marylands or fewer daily business show. I think daily business show is better. The thing is, like, you put agendas on the bottom of your deck, and then you can shuffle with Maryland in. It's your choice. But like a lot of times, you'd be like, "Oh, I buried 2 foods I don't want for the next like 10 turns." You don't shuffle with Maryland. I went 2 DBS because of no bankers, 3 pad, and the money's what you need. Yeah, but hopefully that lets you draw into the money. I don't know. Yeah, it's buck wild how many different formats there are out in here, and like people are playing all of them. Like there's standard, casual, snapshot, plus core experience. Yeah, that's hard, right? Preemptive shuffles too, yeah, but you only play preemptive in like really minor cases. Like Maryland can fire really regularly. People generally don't trash Maryland in a CTM deck. Preemptive you fire after you like used all your hard hitting news and all your power events or operations, excuse me. I was hitting the button and it wasn't working. One of the formats is just the name of a tournament. Is it? Still don't know what casual format is. Casual format is no rules. Casuals do whatever you want. Sunday seems like the best banker's replacement. Instead of 3 credits, it's 2, but it's a must trash asset. Yeah, but they can just spend a click running it and don't trash it. Right? Like if it's in behind a Raven, you just run it. You just waste a click. Wait a second. Hold the phone. Solid CTM, my friends. Yeah. SSCR8. Yeah, SSCR8 was one of the options. That's just like a standard tournament that goes on regularly. Yeah, weight caps. Almost a tournament with no most wanted list. I'm pretty sure. For what it's worth, today on Nisei, somebody made a post being like, "Hey," or today on r/Netrunner, be like, "Hey, what's going on with the website feature?" And they specifically said like, "Hey, can you make it obvious what all the formats mean?" Because obviously not everyone knows. And they said they're working on it real soon, so that should be up relatively soon. Otherwise, this they only have for the standard. I think it's said somewhere else in the article what's casual, what's all of them. Commercial server group. Maybe Ronald 5? I don't know. Ronald 5 is actually kind of interesting because you don't want to trash your last click. And then if you take a tag, it's just like 3 to res though. It sucks, and 3 to trash. Clicking, scoring, then TS to click it again is OP. Old ATM used to play MC Austerity. Yeah, MC Austerity is actually really good. Like, that's just a good card, and they have to trash it. And you put it behind our Data Raven, like, that sucks. Like, I think there's actually a fair bit of ways to build CTM. It's obviously like a very good ability, but like you can run 2 of these and that's all your bankers slots, and you actually have an extra slot left over. Holy shit, all the formats. Yeah, hard hitting news, and they have 2 clicks, and then they like exchange zealous, closed accounts, market forces, biotic, another market forces, biotic, replay game changer, and then play market forces again. Does anybody want to play Netrunner? Does everyone know I'm playing CTM? So cut Eli and Judge. I would cut the Marylands, I think. Play pads. I don't know. Play turtlebacks and go like full acid spam. We had, unfortunately, a regional at the worst meta ever in Netrunner, according to us, which was CTM, 54 cards, Museum of History, Mumbad Virtual Tour, Astro, and holy shit, that deck was just absolutely disgusting. It was a 54 card deck, and if they didn't run, you would just like slow roll a breaking news off the table and then just close their accounts, and then they're out of the game. It was a 54 card. It's just like the worst. We had a huge regional, and like out of the top 8 were all that, because there's like this 1 week, it was an oversight where they did changes to the card pool, and then the next week there was changes to like Astros and like the change to the most wanted list. So like Museum, everything was legal for this one last weekend. Oh, jogging's in. All right. City Hall and Temple. Yeah, it was all of that shit. Holy shit, those decks were rough. I wonder if I can find it. Jogging, by the way, this is their deck largely. I wonder if I can find it. It was like real rough. Montreal regionals. This sounds right. NBA was the most wanted list for a reason. Is this it? Did that work? Wait, why? Oh. Yeah, 59 card. Like, look at this thing. Clone Suffrage Movement, Commercial Bankers Group, Mills, Executive Bootcamp. Franchise City was like really good. Mumbai Temple Museum. Like, this was the worst. This is one weekend because all the rules lined up. It was like this weekend this happens, this weekend this happens. So there's like this oversight. Holy shit. And like you knew this was the agenda suite, which is buck wild because there's no good 5/3s. You would score a restructured data pool and just like click it forever. Holy, this deck was just the worst to play against. Oh my god. Max. So Max is interesting because Max largely can't play paperclip if Max is running thanks, you too. Are you doing new MWL? Because if Max is running Levy, they can't run paperclip. So there's some Maxes that don't run Levy and it can just run like labor rights. Cool. So we'll see what their deck is. That hand is way worse. We generally need Econ to open. The cool thing is we can force them to draw. Cool. Time of crisis, the public needs to know the truth. Let's go. Playing 2 asses is sometimes bad. They also know we're not on the AR enhanced security. Oh yeah, right. How do you beat that? I think it's this. think it's that. Portals plus max. Yeah. But this is when our turn begins. It doesn't really matter that much. Does anyone else remember when Levy first became restricted and everyone was pretending Trope was just as good? I don't know if anyone said that. They know these are both assets, right? One of them looks like a Rashida. Let's go. That was probably a worse res than anything else. Oh shit, yeah, they're gonna have 7 cards. Oh my god. They did get the money up. And again, I don't know how to play CTM. So this broke even. And now they're just gonna go trash everything. Score 15 minutes to write a note to Conquer's persons. Oh man. Oh, they're Apocalypse Max. Yo, please leave that one. So when they trash one card, they might as well just trash everything. So maybe playing this out was wrong. We could have just taken the credit. Because now they did the trace once, so you can go check everything. That's generally good CDM play. We're going to go trace them 4. It's still a fair bit of money. Like, that's 3 plus 4. If they want to trash that, that's 4. If they want to trash this, we don't get a shuffle. I don't think they trash that. We could have rezzed it so we get a shuffle, but I'd rather them spend money. Because they've gone to 2 Liberateds already. We're definitely going to res this, control our draw. They removed a tag, threw out an inject. We've got to figure out what their restricted is. Wanton. Wow. That's wild. That's a really good reason to control your and if they're playing Wanton, the preemptive is kind of good. But C-Source is the way we win. This is a problem. We need a tempo play. We need an ice and jam a Rashida behind it. They're also on DDoS. Fuck. Daily cast coming out. DDoS coming out. So DDoS into Wanton is like totally a thing we have to watch out for. And then they just hope they don't hit this. This in the archives is actually pretty good, but if they can now just DDoS through a data raven, so we need 2 ice for that to be good. Okay, let's see if they're playing Levy. So far we haven't seen any, but we also have only seen like what, 4 influence? Another DDoS. Oh, they're DDoS. There you go. There you go. So that's a DDoS into Wanton. So if we keep the hard-hitting news, we can hard-hitting news them. This is why you keep the preemptive, but we can lose the preemptive there. So, okay, we lost all the worst cards. Like, that's every single good card in our hand. That's fine. Got him. So they just run there and get some points. I guess we're icing archives. We could just let that 2-pointer go, though, and use this to score in a remote, which is probably better. That's another Wanton and a Croter. So it looks like they're on 3 Wanton. Inject sees the same old thing, a Maker's Eye, Retrieval Run, and Chop Bot. So I'm glad we did that against Retrieval Run. They might be on Fem. I assume they're going to be on Femme Fatale. Maker's Eye for 3. Can't really punish that. Whole lot of cards in there. Trashing the Zealous. That would have been a really good draw because we have the C-Source in hand. And we only on 2 hard-hitting news. Is one of them's in the bin. And this is actually going to stick for a fair bit. Black Orchestra coming out. They can get through the Enigma. 1 more card from hand. And next turn they'll have 8. And that's the Retrieval Run, which I don't think they want anymore. And the fact that like where the Croters are is actually really big. Because I'm assuming if they're playing Croter, that must mean they're on Levy. So just like normal shit. Big difference about this card is we can ice it. We can definitely ice this one. DDoS count. 1. I think we need to ice this one out. I want to see where that goes. The next card on R&D is new because they saw 3, but we drew through 2. So at least we'll maybe have the credit advantage here. It's back. Graphic plays. Hey. Yeah, Kinchin Croter's back. It's in the system core. And Paperclip is restricted according to Nisei. Actually, C-Source trashing this would be really good. How much money do we get? 2? Okay. So we lost our 1 C-Source. If we shuffle, which we will next turn, we will reset the R&D so we can draw into our preemptives. That's really good for our R&D. It's a taxing piece of ice. Let's go. Feels good. Yeah, it's interesting. 2D is on the bin. Eater as well. So they could be on Cutlery, but why else are they playing that for Retrieval Run? So I guess we will shuffle. I can't believe this keeps going. That's really good. This has given us 3 credits. It has given us card draw though. I think we need to start building a remote. They have 20 credits. This might be wrong. I just don't know how to play CTM. I've commentated so many high-level CTM games and still can't play it. Maker's Eye Eater. What's going on? What? They're chop botting this. What is this? It's probably so they can same old thing Apocalypse. Yeah, it's probably so they can same old thing Apocalypse. Okay, we need Ravens on the inside. What the fuck? Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, so it looks like they're on Eater, Apocalypse, and that's why they're playing DDoS and Wanton. How can we stop from the Apocalypse? Well, Data Raven's really good, and we lost most of our punishment cards. We do have the exchange. This gave us another... How many credits? Oh, wait. Now. Okay, we have the credit lead. CTZ, now we're talking about max. They can get through all this. He's gonna build this or regular. You're torn. Interesting. IP block is very good here. The thing is they DDoS this IP block. It is really good for that Eater, but like this needs to be on the inside. We have 2 quantums in, so I think we'll put it on HQ. I think we just need to draw once. Oh man. I just like we're spending so much time preventing ourselves from losing that we're not scoring. Like I think we can actually probably just jam a quantum or something on here because I'm assuming they want Apocalypse before they want to do anything else. Yeah, there you go. So that's the problem. Is that's gonna get through this. We don't res this. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. We just threw away one of our best dice. Yeah, now we just get Apocalypsed. Putting the Mamba at Virtual Tour in a Central is actually pretty cool. Oh, they got a QPM before being tagged. They're gonna get a Beal. Yeah, this is really bad. So they're not on Levy? We can spend all our money to trace them. What does that get us? Can we spend all our money? Okay, so hold on. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they could have just one levy in hand. Free Beal? Yeah, we could exchange the Beal if we give them all the money. I think we have to. Like 16 credits is still a lot. Shuffle Maryland campaign? Okay. That's cool. So at least they're only on 2 points. We can draw once for ice. Not great. So now they just levy. They probably don't even need to clear the tag here because we don't have market forces. Not that it's bad. Well, more importantly, we don't have closed accounts, which would be really good here. So they're just going to sell their cards to clear the tag, it looks like next turn. Value. And there's a levy. Okay, so they're on 2 Apocalypse, 2 Maker's Eye, and Career Fair. Salem's an Arc Lockdown and Spicy Apocalypse deck. That'd be very difficult. For what it's worth, we only... I guess we could have checked if they had same old things, but like we only needed to hit the 1 levy. We need to shuffle this in at some point. So that clears a tag. Value Town. That comes out. That's fine. We'll blow through that. Great. Oh, that's good-ish. They're 50-50 of hitting this in a bad order. That's kind of fun, huh? That clears the current, so we can just like pre-res all this shit. But like we still gotta score a fair bit of agendas. Man, HQ destruction is real strong. Oh, could lose here. We also didn't draw a lot of ice. We did throw out the IP block that was terrible. Like we generally jammed the IP block on there. Oh, Croter is down though, and they have no. So the IP block is still pretty good. Like I guess they always pay 3 for it. Resistor's flat out bad. So they have another Maker's Eye in hand, and they're career faring out another daily cast. They saw the next 2 cards, so if we res DBS, it actually breaks their lock, so we're not going to do it. I know Hacktivist is on the table as well. If this was a Beal, that would have been good. Another Hacktivist meeting, that's acceptable. We can get rid of most of this hand. So they're at the point where like a food doesn't win. We're gonna want to shuffle this back in though, so they can't win on 2 agendas. And the top of R&D will be fresh next turn anyway, so shuffling this isn't that bad. We still got 1 psychographic or 1 preemptive in there, which is pretty strong. This card also is pretty strong too, with the C source. But like any deck that's like I need to hold a lot of combo cards to punish them in hand is super weak against a deck that has 3 copies of oh fuck, we're fucked. 3 copies of that one. Like Apocalypse is just so good. Like we have to be able to like double ice centrals to not get Apocalypse, and we also have to jam into remote. We just can't pressure them enough. And that's what you play to get your Croter out. You play Retrieval Run, so you can still play MK Ultra. I don't even think they are, but you can still run Black Orchestra. I don't want to res any of these. And nothing matters. I think we're getting Apocalypse this turn. Yeah, Wanton, that's it. If we had 3 hard-hitting news, like that's something. But we only have 2 in the deck and 1's in the bin. So like this is a turn where I don't think they ran. Yeah, they did. So you could like hard-hitting news, I'm really good right here. Ran. But like putting this anywhere besides HQ is really bad. But even on HQ, they get 3 for 1 credit, so it doesn't even matter. This sucks. I'll just jam that. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe. We do have 2 exchanges. The other one's in hand. But I think we're getting a Wanton for a whole hand right now. Wanton first click, fire DDoS. Trash whole hand. Asset spam suffering against APOC. But this is not even an asset spam deck. Like we are spamming assets because we're not drawing ice. Like generally this deck wants to always just score behind Raven. Like it's technically a just jam deck. Like it's just always Raven on top of Mamba Virtual and you just jam Beals on top of it. In theory, like a lot of these CTM decks, you're just going to be install advance. Okay, we're getting Apocalypse this turn. To be fair, this is pretty hard counter to the deck they gave you, Rick. Yeah, it is actually really hard counter. Like, I don't know how we win. Like, we have another exchange. Oh, we do have another exchange. Ooh. Activist is still on the table. Okay, that's good. That's a cool way we can win, I guess. We can just keep doing that. Hopefully they get a food. We score 15 minutes and we win. They lost an Apocalypse. They lost another Wanton. They're on 1 levy. Team Cat. If they run R&D without clearing the tag, they give us a Team Cat point. So they need to clear the tag first. There's a chop bot. So this could be a cat. Like this looks like a cat. I'm going to res it because our hand is actually pretty bad. I don't know how good these are. We're not going to be scoring a lot. Oh, that was a bad draw. All right, so how many DDoSes are out? Because we can, in theory, lock them out because they don't have a strong economy in the late game. The thing is, like, HQ will just get fucked. Draw. Oh, that's good. We'll draw again. We'll score that out next turn. Maybe we can preemptive our exchanges back. Maybe that's a way we can win. Caesar's preemptive exchanges. So they're going to clear the tag, chop bot value. They're almost more credits than us. They're going to go get that Quantum Kitty. Get all three. That's the worst. Obviously, Quantum Kitty is the easiest agenda for us to score. Interesting, the sponsorships are actually really good right now. Okay, so we've buried that for sure. Okay, let's make a play. I think we're gonna get Wanton this turn. DDoS Wanton would actually be really bad. Problem is we're gonna lose this food. Likely do the sponsorships. I want to go for the sponsorship 50 minutes play. But I think we're just gonna get Wanton and lose everything. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have just not been greedy and gone for this. The problem is like we're gonna lose the food. That puts them on game point. That puts them on 5. We do have 2 Beals though. And these are actually relatively annoying. Oh, wow. Okay. That's really good for us. Okay, we'll res 1. That's fine. Where's the other? Great. Score. All right. So we can bring this back, which isn't particularly good. What do we bring back? They're not going to apocalypse us this turn. I don't want money. Huh. 10 cards left in R&D. Actually, that's a huge issue. We can just put more cards like on the table. I think putting this on R&D is not bad. It's free. P block is better with Eater. Oh, we did this probably in the wrong order. We can put Rashida in remote so they have to go deal with it. I just don't know if we want Rashida. Rashida gets our preemptive. The thing is, if they do Eater, they don't access. So the Mamba Virtual Tour on Centrals isn't even that good. Oh, this is probably not great. MVT on Central, it's not that good if they use Eater though, right? Because they don't access. It actually does nothing on Centrals. It might be better on a remote so we can jam behind it. They're going for the Zealous. Nice. So they're just going to clear this. So that's 2 plus to clear the tag. They might actually float a single tag. It's not that bad when they have chop bot. Like the worst we can do is trash their DDoS. And now they just go trash everything. I think that's good to trash this. You don't trash these though. We're on game point. Yeah, they don't clear the tag. I think that makes sense. They actually do have an MK Ultra. So we're definitely going to trash it. Fuck. Because we're just waiting to get Wanton. Like they have another 2 Wantons in their deck. And we have a single ice that they get DDoSed. That is the last DDoS though. Excuse me. Then you should be 2 fewer. You lose 2 more then. Or 1 more? Right? Okay. Yeah, so we can't trash this, so that's gonna be an issue. They can trace through this if they want us, so we definitely need to get the Raven on HQ. On it. Well, the Wanton seems good. How do we win? They're just they're holding 2 Wantons. Like all they're gonna do is Wanton us, so we can't stop it. Unless we put another ice in front of it here. And then they can't Wanton their whole turn, but I still think that we lose. Jam? They have a DDoS. We can't jam. Like then they just DDoS the Beal. Do we jam? Bluff out a Beal? thinking. I don't know what to do here. I'm not good at CTM. Like, we just jam naked Beal. I think we draw once, jam Beal. Maybe that HQ read made it too easy. Are they apocalypsing us again? Is that possible? No. Oh, that was in there. Since when? How did that get in there? He'll run anything you put on the table? Yeah. GG. Yeah, that's not... I don't think we can win that. Our preempted, though, was in the bottom. It was the next card. Fuck! Those are the next 2 cards. That's what we really needed. If we had any of those... If we had 3 hard-hitting news, I think we had a chance. Jam Aries. I don't know about that. Because scoring this does nothing for us. It doesn't help us win. I think I have it. Just on what I've seen. Yeah, I don't think we could have won that. If we drew this early, we had a chance. If we run 3 hard-hitting news, I think we had a chance. Because like, if they didn't have enough money that if we gave them like the 4 tags, they actually had to like remove the tags and it would have slowed them down considerably. Oh, it's the hacktivist. Right. That was a while ago. We need to draw those. That sucks. Hey, cheers. Hey, Spark, how's it going? Activist hit the food when you res. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's try another one of this. Man, I'm not particularly good at CTM. Obviously, that's like a really hard matchup. I think Apocalypse is just like really well suited. And the single tag punishment in this deck is like super minimal. Besides the 2, we fired 2 exchanges off. If we exchanged the food out, we still wouldn't have won. So we still need to score a fair bit. Oh, Pincel's back. Let's try again. Hey. That's a good hand. Thanks, you too. Alright, so they might have misdirection, which is really cool. Because we can surprise that in some rare cases with Zealous Judge. There's a chance actually with some influence you want to play Executive Boot Camp. It's no longer that good because there's not that much yeah, there you go, right? We don't know if they're playing the new most wanted list. So I'm gonna leave indexing this open and assume they're not indexing. We have no punishment for this, but that's cool, I guess. You said you expected APOC in your meetup, figure it would be a great event. Yeah, that was really good practice. I think it was the APOC is like, I don't understand what we're meant to be doing against that. Like we can't contest Apocalypse. We can't double ice every central server. I think we just lose to it. It's actually more that we lose to is the Wanton is really good. I'll res this, filter our draw. They're setting up slow. They have feedback filter, so not a good tech card obviously in this matchup. We actually could have jammed the Beal. Without indexing, like, I don't know how much pressure they could put off. All they have is Maker's Eye. You ruined me with KOS 2 years ago. That's pretty great. I don't know how competitive it is, but Doms feels great in Blue Sun. Yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does. Doms Blue Sun's really fun. I think we played that a fair bit. Ooh, crowdfunding and pawn shop. So there you go. We talked about that earlier. So we can generally C-source this a fair bit of time, but we have no connection hate. And actually, I don't know. I don't think Caddy's particularly good against this deck, but connection hate is really strong in the meta. We'll res that. Filtering our draw is so good. Obviously, we don't want that. That's good. Jamming anything right now is pretty good. Apparently, we don't get anything to jam, though. I think we might have wanted to keep that Beal, because this wasn't a particularly good draw. We could have scored a Beal out this early. Because they're getting like 4 credits a turn at the start. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe. EBC helps the Apocalypse matchup. Yeah, I think EBC is worth considering playing. Oh, that's a really slow card. That's good for us. Can we have an agenda? No. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that shows it's an upgrade. Oh, I hate that. It shows that it's clearly an upgrade and they don't have to run the server anymore. That's really shitty. I'm not running drawing last click because that's a huge mistake, especially because we don't have this iced. I ran expecting DLR years ago. This Haley becomes too big and go ASI. Yeah. I think it's like, I don't know how good I'll sing I is because I still think like, you know, Mining Accident's a really good card. Oh, this is a really late game. Okay, so we're just gonna, oh man, that is gross. I think this is how we win. Okay, this is easy. Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of more money than us in a bit. But I think a zealous judge to wipe their board would be pretty substantial. We also don't have a closed accounts, which might be a mistake. Self-modifying code comes down. There's the Enigma. Super fucking what's it called? Not a greedy deck, like such late game value. They're just not touching us, and like we could be jamming anything here. I think we actually keep the food. Oh, I thought we had a hedge fund. This is fine. You can just start slamming R&D over and over again. ABC is good. It's a lot better with indexing, which isn't around anymore, but it's still pretty good. CTM too fast for you. So now they're gonna make like 3 runs. Like they're just gonna slam R&D over and over again. And if we don't res this, they get 2 credits every time they pass it. Like it's fucked. So I think we res it. So they do like 2 credits, 2 credits, 2 credits, and then they install their crowdfunding. Like this is gonna be an issue. So they break it for free every time, and every time they run, this fires once. Like shit, that's scary. We're not gonna make more money than the hard hitting use them. Man, I don't like CTM at all. Oh, they're not running 3 times. That's wild. I assume they wanted to. I guess next turn they get 2 crowdfunding, so that's a bit better. We just don't have enough money to jam this. Like that's a big. The loss of executive boot camp means that they don't have to interact with us. And you saw, like it's the first run they made against us is on. Excuse me. Let me try that again. On turn 6, and that's nuts. Like generally, if we're running AR enhanced security, if we were running like commercial bankers group, they have to interact with us. Otherwise, we'd have so much more money than them. So I think that's buck wild. I think that's a really big deal. I don't think we advance the GFI here. Maybe we do twice. Hunting grounds. Oh, okay. So Data Raven does nothing. Holy shit. Yeah, this deck seems really good. Is SSL plus CBG playable? What's CBG? How's it gonna enter? Oh, SSL and commercial bankers group. Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. The thing is, like, I think SSL is a bunch more palatable than it used to be in CTM lists because everyone used to be on indexing, right? And they're no longer all on indexing, so the 3-pointers aren't as big of a liability. So it's an option for sure. And then you save 3 influence, which might be better. We are so fucked. Like, this is a problem. This is a problem. They probably also have misdirection. This is more likely a way to be the way we win. We just need to give them like a single tag and then scare them with a zealous. But like we actually want to give them agendas so we can swap these out. But like holy shit, this is a problem. Raven and QBM scoring plan is ridiculously fantasy tonight. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. If we double advance this, they need to get through this. They can just get through a trace 3 and then this, like it's so bad. It's been on the table forever that there's no bluff here. There's a zealous bluff, but we need to res this for 4, this for 3. We don't res this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like it can just go down to 0. We need more money. We need a hedge fund. Oh, it's so bad. They have 2 cards in hand. Help! I need an adult. Oh my god. Oh, this is so bad. I don't know. I don't think this is winnable. We won ice on R&D. This is such a liability. I'm surprised they're not running 3 times. I guess once they steal agendas with the R&D interface, like they just see multiple cards. But we are now R&D locked, right? Like we're just never going to see an agenda. It's actually worse than R&D lock because we're going through it. Like that's 2 more cards. They're getting their crowdfundings back. I think we can just concede. They need a fuck up for us to win. They're already on 3 points, mind you. SSL, they would have been on 4 points. Maybe they install something really big and we can do like hard-hitting news into Zealous. Nope. Go on HQ. See the Psycho. 2 in crowdfundings for friend. Sounds time for a panic, pal. Yikes. So next turn they're gonna get another 3 to 6 cards. They're not even pawning anything. What are they pawning? Are they waiting for this to get 1 to pawn it? Because you can pawn this unlimited. Hey Maui, what's up? Been a long while since I've seen Andre play CTM. I never like it. Never a good experience. But this is like so miserable. I'm gonna go for it just to see what this is like. Oh, it's bad. 1 misdirection, that's all they need. Alright, so they are just pawning it. So this is just like their infinite pawn engine. Crowdfunding. I'm glad this card's 3 influence. But I don't even think they have to worry about this. Like, the fact maybe that we put another Mumbet on there is bad, because we just lose to R&D. Oh, 2 R&D interface. Yeah, okay, we're going to concede. We just can't draw an agenda. This gave them a credit. And they see 3 cards. Maybe we don't even need to concede. I think hopefully we just lose here. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Hey. Really good game. Yeah, we're just R&D locked. We have no way to see an agenda for the rest of the game. We legitimately are never going to see an agenda. They're going to see the top 3 cards of the deck every single turn, and we're going to see nothing. Hey, can I borrow you? Good. Thanks. Ooh, that's rough. That's really rough. CTM's terrible. But like legitimately, that was the biggest thing we noticed. And I'm not, thank you. I'm not a huge CTM player, but like the fact that they didn't have to interact with us till turn 6 is like a wildly different plan than every other list. West SC19. Issei Haley. Thanks for the game, eh? Ciao. All right, so Croter's a restricted card, 3 crowdfunding. Wow, 2 Aesops because it's not even that necessary. The Hunting Grounds is cool tech. You got the feedback filter. This is actually coming back in a big way. I'm not entirely sure why. Why is this in here? They already have Raven tech. A single Astrolabe because Shapers don't have cool consoles. Double Stimag is good. Interdiction, that's wild spice. Because this deck is kind of weak. It's actually pretty cool. Crowdfunding installs if you do 3 runs without paying any additional costs. So it does technically get around scarcity. Single to Kobe, which is wild. 1 of each breaker. That's the biggest thing here. Is if you manage to trash 1 of these breakers, you win. But the thing is, without Scorpios, I think a lot fewer people are going to be playing Rig Denial, and I think Rig Denial actually might be worth something. You want more Labe, I think. Yeah, I think Labe is pretty good. Their draw was actually really bad. But yeah, if you trash 1 of these, they're fucked. Like they don't even have like a backup admin or anything like that. And they do have the single misdirection, so even going tag me is a problem. That's a really good hand. You'd keep that. Maybe not. Yeah, wow, crowdfunding is also really good in Haley. It's just like a really good 0 install card. You install at the end of your turn, so you can like Haley install in that weird time too. Yeah, you could play Clone Chip, and I think Clone Chip is actually really cool with Cubon, but then you need to make cuts. If you ask me, I'd actually drop Cyberdelia. I don't love it. I'd drop Feedback Filter for sure too. Drum Computer's a fine Haley trigger with all that hardware. Yeah, sure, but like for the influence, like why are we playing this is the biggest question. Like it's definitely, oh, let me move my face. It's definitely not the worst. I just want to know. Yeah, Argus Tech, that makes sense. I think that's really good for Argus. I think Argus is actually pretty strong. So like we dieseled here. We could easily double install these. Take 2, I guess. Yeah, I don't like Cyberdelia that much. That's a good draw. That's a good draw. We don't have a Proco yet. Damn, I'm good. This deck seems pretty cool. I like this a fair bit. Could be the turning wheel. Oh yeah, this could be a turning wheel, and actually make like a fair bit. Like you could drop this, and you could drop this, and you can make them 2 turning wheels. The thing is, like, Hunting Grounds, Dorm Computer feel like an overlap here. Because Hunting Grounds largely is only good against IP block, which isn't a problem for us in the slightest. It's Komainu, which is not that great or popular, I suppose. And what else? Not much else. Perisha is a good slot too. Yeah, Perisha is definitely a consideration. I don't actually know if you need Turning Wheel though, because we have R&D interface. Maybe you don't. Because I think all their plan is just to build the R&D lock of Yor, where that's really strong. This is interesting. This is the cool thing about like this post-rotation thing. Is like you're gonna see decks like this, and this is a big deal. Like this feels like older Netrunner. That being said, you're gonna get more cases like you saw that game, and that was a thing back in the day. And I think you're gonna have to change how you play that, how to play the game, because we were R&D locked, and without a lot of shuffle effects, we're never gonna be able to see an agenda for the rest of the game. If they can run R&D and see 2 cards or 3 cards with double R&D interface that turn, like if we do draw, it is a bit different with Daily Business Show. We're never going to be able to see an agenda. We can never win. Or Panic Pal. I don't know what Panic Pal is. Celestio saying Hunting Grounds is for Data Raven. Yeah, it easily could be, and it's really good like that. But we also have Dorm Computer, right? So like I think these have a bit of an overlap if it's just for hunting. It depends how much Data Raven you see. I think Data Raven's still really good. Jim says I agree the turning will better. I don't know. I don't know about that. We are playing 3 modded, so another option if you really want, which I think is actually kind of interesting. And for 1 influence, we can maybe drop Astrolabe and play the Gauntlet. When you modded this out for 2, it's not bad. And then this gives you HQ pressure, because we literally have no HQ pressure. But that being said, like we could just put down 2 RD interfaces and just lock RD and hopefully win. And that's kind of why the Cyber Dailies are there. Because like Cyber Daily only fires once a turn, as much as we maybe want to run 3 times a turn with crowdfunding. But as long as you can run R&D once a turn and it's not incredibly expensive, this is not bad. Because you just need to lock R&D. Oh, Panic Piranha. That's really cool. For what it's worth, actually, I think I'm going to end the stream a bit short today. I haven't had dinner yet. I just got home at 8 o'clock and had to stream a lot. But don't worry. Hey, if you want to watch more, we'll be back on Sunday with Nisei. We're doing the Eternal stream. We're casting it. I talked about this earlier today. I think I still have the tab open, which is really exciting. Again, if you want to join their tournament, it is it's free. And the prize support is really cool. The winner gets to design a card. Now there can only be 1 winner, but there's still like GNK support and FFG promos. I'm hoping they're actually pretty liberal with their prize support. So do check that out. But we'll be back on Sunday. On Saturday, if you're in Montreal, I'll see you at, I think we're at Fast Games playing. Who respects HQ pressure and Shaper? Yeah, right? Maybe they don't ice up HQ and effort gauntlet to be good, but that's always like a cool easy HQ play. When Astrolabe, like you can always pawn Astrolabe in the late game. Like you can even play Astrolabe and you can pawn it into mid to late game and then drop down your big old gauntlet that gives you extra MU, which MU won't be a problem if you're running that many Cyberdelias, and then just go in all ham. Anyway, so check that out. I haven't been told specifically, but it looks like Terminal 5 will be streaming on Saturday, maybe also Sunday, because there's like multiple games going on in the cut, so you can have 2 streams open, which is kind of cool. But I'll see you then on the weekend, at least on Sunday, if you're playing it in best of luck. It's Eternal format, mind you, so you can play basically any deck from the history of Netrunner, minus these cards. And that's not really a big deal, because 2 of these cards came out before. This one was banned on released, and then just you can't play any of these. And actually, I'd be interested to play Faust for what it's worth in Eternal. That's all. Take care, y'all. Congrats, Stoppable, for winning the what's it called, the raffle. And that's largely it. You can tell probably my energy's been really down this stream. It's felt really weird. I don't know. That's okay. That's okay. We'll be back on Sunday and next week as well. Savage was technically legal for Canadian Nationals. Oh yeah, fuck, it was. Nobody played it though. Everyone's like, oh, there's gonna be a lot of that, and it was just like a bunch of Argus and like some CTM and a lot of foul. Oh, I think there's like a fair bit of Scorpios at Canadian Nationals that year. But yeah, it was legal, right? Everyone's like, oh, do we play it? And nobody did. Or maybe it didn't make the cut. I think that was actually largely it. Also, if you want to follow them, it's going to be streamed. I'm streaming this on my channel, but also Project Nisa. If you want to go ahead and give them some followers, there's only 1 follower right now. Guess, oh, they're following me. Okay, I can give them a follow. That's really cool. Anyways, that's all. Have a good night. Thanks to all the people we play games with. We'll be back on Sunday. All right, go eat something. Thank you. Cheers.